To understand all the risks associated with each investment. Examples and scenarios shared are meant to be for illustrative purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results.
You are unique, just as no two fingerprints are alike. Each individual's financial situation is uniquely their own. That's why the Acres Financial Group's team of advisors begins each relationship with a proven process that identifies your financial fingerprint. We'll guide you through a series of steps designed to provide a complete and accurate snapshot of where you are right now. Everything we learn about your financial fingerprint will become part of a detailed financial plan created especially for you. We'll never give you a cookie-cutter proposal or suggest a one-size-fits-all portfolio. The financial plan takes you from where you are now to where you need to be. Begin by discovering your financial fingerprint right now by calling 833-WIN-RETIRE to schedule your free consultation. That's 833-946-7384 to schedule today. Securities offered through Arcadios Capital, an SIPC and FINRA member group. Advisory services through Arcadios Wealth. Acres Financial Group and Arcadios do not share any common ownership.
You have built wealth, but are your investments working as hard as you did to earn them? I have lived my entire life in Harford County, and for 34 years, my team and I have been helping Maryland families plan for retirement. At Acres Financial Group, we know you worked hard to save money, so we want to help you retire and enjoy all of your retirement years. We want you to have a stress-free retirement no matter what happens on Wall Street. The plan that we create with you will be as unique as your fingerprint. We'll do the hard work for you and make sure your investments are working even harder. Give us a call at 833-WIN-RETIRE to schedule a meeting with us or visit our website at acresfinancialgroup.com. Call us at 833-WINRETIRE. That's 833-946-7384 or visit akersfinancialgroup.com to schedule a free meeting. Member FINRA SIPC.
The preceding was a paid program, and the views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of WJZ-FM, Odyssey, its sponsors, or affiliates.
From the Anderson Automotive Studios, this is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 and always live on the free Odyssey app. Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into another edition of the Bruce and Femi Show. I'm Bruce Cunningham. Obafemi Ayanbadejo sitting right next to me. And we got a lot of ground to cover today, Femi, but we agreed before we went on the air that we would begin this in a specific way. And that's to pay tribute to our good friend Jerry Sandusky, who retired from WBAL TV and radio yesterday. And I know you worked with him for a couple of years. He and I were very close, even though we competed. In fact, all of us were that way, but I always had the greatest respect for him. But you worked directly with him. Tell me what that was like.
Man, so I started doing the analyst kind of play-by-play during COVID, and somebody over at Hearst had heard me speaking about football, probably on the Scott Garceau show, actually. But, you know, I've been doing this freelance stuff now for like 15 years.
Sure.
I can't tell you exactly where they heard it. It could have been us doing the Maryland state championship games. I'm not even sure what it was. But somebody reached out to me and said, hey, look, we have a hole in this. It's COVID. No one's traveling. You live here. We think you could do this. I got thrown right into the deep end of the pool. And you know I like to talk. And that's not that rule is not that. You don't go in there and just pontificate about what you think you know. You got, like, he's driving, I'm in the back seat. You know, he's Maverick, I'm Goose. Right. You know what I mean? So and
he's describing, you're explaining.
Exactly. Yep. And you got to let Maverick be Maverick. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Goose is not flying the plane. You know, so he was so graceful. He was so gracious. He's like an uncle just like you. A great teacher, really patient. I think he saw the skills that I brought and the uniqueness of my analysis and like my analytical mind. And also the way that I always tell you, like I always feel like I'm on the couch. He's like, you have this great skill about the way you talk to people. They kind of feel like they're on the couch with you. Like, lean into that. But just remember, this isn't like, you being interviewed. You're not being interviewed, right? Like we're giving kind of color and context to a game, and it's happening really fast and odd things happen. And I just felt like he gave me the best teaching tools that he could in regard to how to handle it literally, but then also kind of how the business works, which I knew nothing about. And some of that bit me later, but we'll say that for another time. But the truth of the matter is that he was always honest with me. I felt like he gave me exactly what I needed when I needed. He was always happy to meet me for coffee and sit down and talk about, how we're going to do this and how we're going to do that. One of the things that Jerry did that I didn't realize how powerful it was until I looked back on it. We had this thing called 5 minutes with Femi. And it was right before the game started, and he'd let me do whatever I want for 5 minutes. And I'm creative, right? You see how much nonsense I send you. I send you an email that's way longer than you need, but I like to be over prepared.
Yeah.
And there's a gift and a curse with that. But that 5 minutes allowed me to kind of set the case for where I saw the Ravens going in macro, where I saw what I saw happen last week, and what I expect them to do this week. And I had this thing called the Lamar metrics. And if Lamar hit these targets, I knew that the Ravens were going to win.
Right.
And Jerry, it was his kind of like hands off, say, hey, clearly you're a creative person and you want some space to kind of expand yourself. Let me give you that opportunity. And that's pretty powerful, because when I listen to a lot of radio, I listen to a lot of play-by-play now, and very rarely do I see a dynamic with a former player like myself. A lot of times there's not a ton of former players that do this. There's some, but then also to give that former player room to expand because they want to is even more rare.
Yeah.
So when you start to go down the line of rarity and experience, like, it's not lost on me how amazing and unique it was, and I didn't know how long it would last, and it didn't last long. I think it was 2.5 seasons. I know 1 year Dennis Pitta and I split it. So I think it was 3 over the course of 3 seasons. Don't.
No, it was solid work.
It was something like that. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So without Jerry's influence, I don't think I take the business as serious as I take it. I don't think I'm sitting here with you today because I have a normal job. I have other things that I do. This is my passion. You know what I mean? And clearly there's other aspects of my other job that are my passion, but he fed into that. And without him, I don't think a bunch of things that I'm involved in, they don't happen.
Right. He's got a big heart. And we met him at the Valley Inn last night for his send-off. By the way, if you didn't get a chance to see it on Channel 11, it made me cry.
Yeah.
Deborah Wiener did like a 3-minute piece on it. Man, it was perfect. So I show up, Garso shows up, Viviano shows up, everybody's there. Pete Gilbert. We got the good news last night that Pete Gilbert's been promoted, and he will take over Jerry's spot on Channel 11. The Ravens' job remains unfilled, certainly, but Pete did get promoted, so that's really good news on that front. It really is, and I'm just happy that Jerry was able to walk away on his own terms like I did. That was important to me.
Yeah.
But Jerry's like you. He's got 47 things going on the side. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, I got plenty to do. I said, I'm sure
I actually have something I want to share with him. I won't break it here because it's not fair because he hasn't heard it yet.
Yeah.
But there's something with him that I would love to do. And I'm sure there's a million people like get in line, bud. Like I could probably get in line with a bunch of people that want to work with him. But real quickly, if you don't mind, can I just give 15 seconds to Pete Gilbert real quick?
Absolutely.
So Jerry had an issue, a medical thing that happened. I think it was his back, maybe. I'm not really sure. Maybe his hip. Whatever it was. This dude does not miss anything. So if he's saying he can't do something, that tells you it's serious. Well, guess what? Pete, like a true trooper, jumped right in the booth, and we didn't have a hitch. Like Pete did a great job, and you and I have talked kind of off air. We don't know who the person is that's going to fill that role.
Right.
We talked about a national search, but the guy that might be best suited is sitting right here in the backyard. And I wish I'd thought about it. I was saying kind of kiddingly, I would have sounded real smart if I would have thrown Pete's hat into the, Pete's name into the hat. But I think that would be, look, whoever takes that job is going to have big shoes to fill, and it's going to have its hiccups. It's just the nature of the business. It's one of the hardest things to do in sports, hands down.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that it'll be smoother and quicker, in my opinion, if someone like Pete were able to take that job over.
Now, we'll see what happens there. The other big story this morning, or now that we're in the afternoon, is one Jeremiah Jackson, who has looking like a Hall of Famer lately. Another huge home run last night. But as we were talking before the show, Jackson Holiday plays his position. Jackson is starting a rehab stay with Frederick tonight, and I don't know how long he's going to be there, but he's on the way back. They got a dilemma on their hands, or do they?
Well, I don't think any city in major sports has a Jackson-fied sports talent issue like us with Jackson Holiday, Jeremiah Jackson, and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And I love it. So, and I kid a little bit there, but
It's not the record, though. When you played for the Ravens,
Yeah.
weren't there 5 Lewises?
Oh, was there?
Jermaine and Jamal and Marvin. And,
That's actually a good point.
There were a bunch of them.
But this is cross sports now, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
So anyway, it's fun. It's fun to talk about. I've been making this joke that Jeremiah Jackson, Lamar's little brother, is balling. That's what I've been saying. And honestly, I assume he's younger than Lamar, but I'm not even sure.
I think he's like 25.
Okay, cool, perfect. I would assume he is. And baseball age is so different, and the whole thing with minors. Anyway, let me not digress on that. But I told you this, and I've been thoughtful about it. And I try not to say anything off the cuff because that gets you in trouble.
Right.
But I don't think it's really a problem. I actually think it's a gift. He's not going anywhere. That's the truth. I don't know who's going to be affected, and I'll let you say all that because you know way more about the ups and downs of the O's roster than I do. I'm not going to pretend to know all that. But what I do know is what I see. And what I see says is that Jeremiah Jackson is the most important person in that lineup right now.
Yeah.
The bullpen has been absolutely outstanding. The starting
really has.
rotation has been a problem as well. Timely hitting has been a problem as well. Now, when you look at the statistics, I believe they're top 10 in batting average, and I also think they're top 10 with runners in scoring position, which doesn't actually make sense.
It doesn't.
But
That's their weakness.
But that's the thing about baseball, though, that's so odd, though, is that without context, which is the rest of the league, hitting is down across the board.
Right.
So that's how you end up with the situation where you're top 10 in a certain category, but when you actually watch the game, you go, they're not doing so well at that. But one last thing I'll say.
All right.
Jeremiah Jackson is going nowhere. He's going to end up in third. He's going to end up in the outfield. He's going to end up somewhere. He could DH sometimes, right? But I am bullish on the O's, and I'm going to tell you why. Nothing has come together at the same time. Defense,
Right.
timely hitting, starting pitching, bullpen, power. It has not all come together. They're 10-10. That's fine, but I think they're probably on a scale of 1 to 10. They're probably operating at about a 6.5. They're probably operating at a 6.5. And guess what? When they hit a certain stride, they're going to hit a streak where they operate at a 9, where they rally off 15 out of 20. And then we'll see what happens then. So,
It could be a fun summer around here.
I think it will be.
It really could be. I too am bullish on this team. I told you it reminds me of a baby horse. Those legs are going everywhere. As soon as that legs get under them, look out. They haven't played the American League East at all yet.
That's a good point.
I want to see some of that first.
I think Tampa is always going to play a punch above their weight. They always do. They're always underestimated.
Yeah.
Nobody uses their dollars
Boston's
wiser.
been struggling.
And then the Yankees started out fast. They've kind of come back down to earth. So
and Toronto was in the World Series last year.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's pretty wide open.
Yeah. It's just, if you're a sports fan in Baltimore, it's just your birthright and it's your burden that your football team plays in the AFC North and your baseball team's in the American League East. It's pretty hard to get tougher than that. You know?
No, that's true. And I hadn't thought about it that way. But there's no gimmies. There's no gimmies in either division.
No.
So it's all good.
One other thing I wanted to mention before I forgot. I was driving home from this gathering last night, and I was thinking about coming in here and working with you today. And any trivia buffs, or maybe you know this. Mm-hmm. You and your brother, are you the only brothers to win Super Bowls?
With the Ravens, yes, but there's 7 sets of brothers.
Seven sets of brothers. But
yeah.
you two, are you the only two from the same team?
No, there's one other set with the same team from the 49ers, because obviously I studied this because I've been asked this question. Yeah, there's a set of brothers from the 49ers that they were actually on the same team, so they're is even more unique. Yeah. I want to say it was a team from the 80s. It's 2 brothers. They were both on the same team.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've always wondered about that.
Hey, but you know what though? Now that we're bringing up trivia, I'm also part of another trivia question.
What's that?
If you don't mind if I do, right?
No.
So Emmitt Smith has only thrown 1 pass in his life for a touchdown. He's caught that. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
Tell the story. We're assuming people.
Yeah. So I was playing for Arizona, and it was Emmitt's final year.
Right.
It was 2003. We had drafted Larry Fitzgerald. I believe. I know we had a top 10 pick that year. It was Denny's first year, but we drafted Larry Fitzgerald. And I'll mention Larry because Larry was a ball boy when I played in Minnesota. So
wow.
Larry was a ball boy. I was on the practice squad. We'd play catch before games, and now we're teammates. Denny Green is the head coach, who was a head coach in Minnesota. And now we have Emmitt Smith on our football team. So this is wild, right? This is a wild thing to think about. We're playing New Orleans. I want to say it's like week 4 or 5. We're kind of trying to find our way a little bit. And, I'm doing what I do. I play some tail, I play some full, I play some H, I play special teams, doing all the things that I always do.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, exactly. And we had a competition that day. It was like that week. It was like me, Emmitt, Marcel Shipp, Josh Scobie. There was another running back in the mix. And we were going to run this fake toss play, 2-back set, and whoever the lead blocker was, runs past the corner, and the tailback draws the play out and just It's a red zone play. And I'm going to be honest, Emmett's not the best thrower of the football. I actually think I'm the best thrower of the football, but you know how these guys are. None of them played baseball. I did. Yeah. So, but I also wanted to catch a touchdown. And in the previous weeks when we had run it, Emmett was at tail and I was at full, so it just made sense to kind of go with that combo to keep them guessing. And we call the play. Emmett throws a wobbler, a duck. I catch it. Luckily, I get my helmet knocked off. I proceed to throw the football into the stands. Emmett goes to a charity event that same week. The guy that I hit in the back of the head and I'm talking about, I threw it into the third deck. The guy, he was standing in line getting a beer, gets the ball. Emmett's at this charity event. The guy brings the football to the charity event. Guess who has the football now?
You do.
Emmett. Emmett has the football. And I said, Emmett, that's my touchdown. He's like, you shouldn't have thrown it away. Now I have it. And now he has it in a case at his house.
Hey, you can always say that.
So,
you caught it. Is that his only touchdown pass?
That's his only touchdown pass he's ever thrown.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know I covered him in high school?
No, I didn't know that.
He's from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He is from Pensacola. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He and Roy Jones Jr., the boxer, they came out of there at the same time, basically. Yeah. It's amazing. Anyway, we're getting deep into the trivia. Going to open up the phones next segment. We'd love to talk to you. Give us a call, 410-583-1057. Bruce and Femi show is underway.
This is the Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotabaltimore.com.
A new chapter in your life can start at Lincoln Tech in Columbia. Stop by Lincoln's Spring Open House, April 27th through May 2nd, and see how hands-on training can help you turn your goals into a rewarding career. Take the tour and explore the tools and technology students use every day. Choose from exciting career fields like medical assisting, automotive service, electrical, HVAC, or welding. Don't miss Lincoln Tech's Open House, April 27th through May 2nd. Visit lincolntech.edu for additional info.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. This show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easier to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 1057 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. I think Jeremiah Love might be the most talented player in this entire 2026 draft. When I watch him at Notre Dame in any game over the last 2 years, he's the best player in the field, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, and he's a great receiver, catching almost 60 passes in the last 2 years. I could see Jeremiah Love going as early as to that team in Arizona at 3, to that team in Nashville at 4, or maybe that team in New York at 5.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends. I've got a song I ain't
Welcome
got
back,
no
Bruce
melody.
and Femi on a Saturday. Beautiful day outside. I hate being inside on days like this because we get about 5 days like this a year around here with the low humidity, and it's just beautiful out.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we're done, I'm gonna be on the harbor, going for a walk. Get a little workout in. Today I was just deep. Man, there's so much going on with NBA playoffs, and the draft is right around the corner, and obviously the O's game last night and the comeback, and and also just making sure that, I consume information. I enjoy it, right? You know what I mean? So, anyway, good times.
Let's get to these phones because they are jacked. 410-583-1057. Tony in Rosedale, what's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing all right.
What's up, Tony?
Okay, first of all, congratulations to Sandusky. He's a good guy. Before the game, you know how I roam around, Bruce. You've seen me through the years. He always took time out to talk and, share a few words, and he's walking around with Rod Woodson. And I admired him greatly, how he handled the whole Jerry Sandusky name situation.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And he showed a lot of grace in that. He really did.
Right. So him, Viviano, all you guys enjoy your retirement. You guys paid your dues. I like all you guys. Vince Bagley did good when he just kind of passed the torch to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and I got a couple questions about the draft for Femi and then baseball. Femi.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you're the GM. First question is, if with the Ravens, are you drafting need basis or best player available?
Yeah, it's a matrix for me. It's a combination of need and BPA, and so I not to avoid the question, but I've done 35,000 mock drafts, and there's a scenario that I have a response for. I could literally talk you into us moving back and picking up another pick in the top 50, and we can still plug all the holes that we have, and maybe even solidify some future holes before they happen. So for me. If you give me a specific question or ask me a specific thought about a player, I'll give you the scenario of how I would execute it. But I think all options are on the table. I think the Ravens are in a sweet spot at 14 based on the fact that the depth in the draft are at the positions that we have need. That makes sense.
Okay, my second draft question is, when you're assessing a player, determining whether you're would draft them or not, which would weigh more? What you saw out of that player during his collegiate year against whatever competition he had, or his numbers he had at the combine in these personal workouts?
Yeah, you know what I love about this question is that you can't just have one. You have to have both. And that's why the draft was so difficult, in the past before video and technology and the combine. Like, everyone has so much data at their fingertips. And so for me, I'm not a big fan of the binary question. I'm a nuanced guy. And so based on your question, what I'm going to say is this: it's 70% collegiate career and it's 30% testing, because within that 30% of testing tells me if they can play NFL football. The tape is great, but I need to know how big are they? How fast are they? What's their body composition? I need their psychological profile. I want to ask them questions. I want to see their 40 time. I want to see their total time. I need to know all these different things so I can rank them on my board.
Tony, I am jam-packed here, man. We got to run. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Let's go to Alex. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys. Hey, Bruce. How you doing?
Doing well.
Hey, Femi. Nice to hear from you guys.
Yeah, what's up, Alex?
I was calling to ask you guys about the AL East. I know it's big and wide open. Just wondering, what do you guys think? Do you think I think personally it's the most divided division in all of baseball. Like, it can just go whatever which way.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Alex. I agree. I right now, I'm looking at the absolute, and the absolute in the division is the Yankees. They're the ones with the talent. They're the ones that hit all the home runs. You want to win the division, you got to go through them. That's what I think so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at just kind of like Major League Baseball in general, and it's so early. You know, I look at the AL Central. The Twins are in first; they're 11-9. The Rays are in first; they're 11-8. The Rangers are in first; they're 11-9. You can go to the National League. The only team that's really kind of actually the National League's a little bit different. Obviously, the Dodgers, they're just on a whole other planet.
Yeah.
But the AL itself is just a lot more bunched up than the NL. But I think that the division's wide open, and it's funny that you asked this question because what do you think Bruce and I were literally talking about and not planned right before the show started?
Yep.
And we gave Tampa its flowers because no one does more with less than Tampa. But the Yankees have come back down to earth. Toronto was in the World Series last year. I am bullish on the O's. And for all of you that know, I grew up a Giants fan. I'm really getting emotionally invested in the O's because I watch them every day now. And all I see is upside. They got 13 guys on IL. I almost said IR. IL, correct. I got to make sure I get my terms right based on the right sport. And you have guys like, to me, this season has been about the unexpected. Right? You look at Taylor Ward. He was leading the Major League Baseball in doubles at one point. You look at what Jeremiah Jackson is doing, completely unexpected. I think Bassett last night, found his way. What was my comp for Bassett? You tell them what I said because I'm going to hog this up. You tell them what I said.
Kirk Cousins.
He is the NFL. He's the Major League Baseball version of Kirk Cousins. He'll do anything at any time. When you think he's dead and done, he shows you that he's not. He'll throw a 3-1 curveball. He'll throw a 3-2, changeup. He doesn't care. He's got a full repertoire of pitches. He's super crafty. I think he's Kirk Cousins in Major League Baseball, and I was super impressed with him. Him and Bybee last night. That was the entertainment until the 8th inning for me.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was the bottom of the 7th and I guess the top of the 8th.
They were just a couple coal miners out there last night, just battling.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. 410-583-1057. All of you stay put. Rich Dubroff, BaltimoreBaseball.com joins us next.
It's Mike Popovic on the next program. We'll recap the O's week and get you ready for their game against the Guardians, a team they've struggled against for over a decade. Breaking down the upcoming Ravens draft, I've got 2 words, offensive line. Frank Vespi from the Racing Biz will join me about the date of the Preakness possibly moving. Scoreboard updates, and I'm going to bring out my baseball card collection that I haven't looked through in years. Talk to you Saturday at 3 after Bruce and Femi.
Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Insights and analysis from the fans. Vinny Serrato, former NFL general manager and director of player personnel.
He'll go up and get the ball. I mean, it was impressive watching him on film, but he is a really good tackler. He'll come up hard, aggressive.
Every day, Vinny provides grades and predictions for Ravens players and teams in our division.
Baltimore Ravens select.
Never miss a moment. Subscribe to Vinny and Haynie on the free Odyssey app.
Baltimore's Classic 5 golf courses make golf fun and affordable. All 5 local courses, Pine Ridge, Mount Pleasant, Forest Park, Carroll Park, and Clifton Park, are challenging and fun for players of all skill levels. Book your tee time today at classic5golf.com.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
In today's real estate market, the agent you choose matters more than ever. Choose Vinny Steele. Hey, it's Rob Long. For years, I've been telling you about Vinny Steele with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty because his results and guarantees are truly different. Vinny sells homes 2.8 times faster and for 3.1% more than the average agent. On a $400,000 home, that's about $12,400 more in your pocket. Vinny has over 12,700 buyers waiting, which means your home may already be sold. Vinny Steele has helped thousands of families over 23 years in real estate. He'll sell your home at a price and time frame you agree to, or Vinny will buy it himself. Take it from me. When you're ready to sell your Maryland or Lower Pennsylvania home, do your homework and call the agent I trust. Call or text Vinny Steele at 410-793-1801. That's 410-793-1801, or visit VinnySteele.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
The mighty OJs, welcome back. Bruce and Femi on a beautiful Saturday in Baltimore. We've been talking a lot of Orioles today, and rightly so. That was really exciting last night. Joining us now, as he always does on Saturdays, from BaltimoreBaseball.com, it's Rich Dubroff. Rich, that was dramatic and fulfilling last night if you're an Orioles fan.
All right, you are, Bruce. I was kind of stunned by it. I was sitting there watching it and thinking, well, there's no way they're coming back from this one. And then they came back from that one. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is that I think that when there was one out in the eighth, I think they had a 2.5% chance of winning that game. That's what the metric said. And I think, obviously, I'm not going to say anything that you don't already know and that any O's fans don't already know. But that ability by Taveras to say, hey, nah, that's not a strike. And that's where the game ultimately was won, was his confidence in the strike zone. I was blown away by what ended up happening after that. And I just feel like we've all
lit the fuse.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. We've all talked about how this is going to change the outcome of games. And this literally changed the outcome of the game. Like, in a situation like this a year ago, this game is over. You don't win this game. And I'm just wondering going forward how many times this is going to happen. I want to get your thoughts about it and what you thought in real time, looking at that third strike, getting overturned, bases getting loaded because of his confidence in the strike zone.
Yeah, well, it was so important that I forgot about it as soon as he hit the home run.
yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I watched and I saw him, trot over to first because he thought he knew. But yes, it's going to happen, again and again, and it's important that it happens because we want, as fans, I think we want calls to be right. And you don't want, years ago, I guess it was about 2011, when Jim Joyce blew the call at first base.
Yeah.
On the Galarraga don't you think he would have done anything to have instant replay then?
Absolutely.
I mean, they had replay, since I guess a couple of years later, but still, you don't want a bad call to be how you're remembered as an umpire. You don't want an error to be how you're remembered as a player. So let's get the calls right. And so it was really a very important play. And kudos to you for pointing that out.
Rich, the ABS is a nationwide smash. People love this thing. I wasn't sure about it ahead of time, but it's added another dimension to being a fan. I love it. What about you?
Yeah, I do. But, it's funny. As you go along, you realize for the most part, how good the umpires are.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
No, and I know because it seems like the umpires have adjusted to it because the strike zone, it's not for older umpires. It's not the strike zone that they grew up.
Right.
They grew up calling. They called their own. They used to say, some umpires used to say, "Oh, it's my strike zone." Well, no, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I mean, they decided, but now there is a strike zone that they have to adhere to. Just like in football, an official doesn't say, "Well, my first down." It's a first down 10 yards. So I think it's a great advance. And I know for most games it really doesn't, it doesn't really matter, and it shouldn't, because and when you see the calls, they're not, they're missing them by
millimeters.
An inch.
Well, no, was that one? There was one that they missed that was 1.2 inches.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. But that's real. But hold your hands apart. That's really that's really hard. Most of the time, they're missing it by 0.4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to be really good to do that. So I think for the most part, you see that the umpires have gotten them right, and everybody's adjusting to the system, and it's working nicely.
No, I think you're spot on. One of the thoughts I had is these umps are really good. And this is after watching a bunch of Giants games and obviously a bunch of O's games. So I totally agree with you. And I don't think that's something I went into it assuming, just based on everyone's acrimony on allegedly how bad the strike zone is. So I totally agree with you. Let me give Chris Bassett some love. My comp for him.
This is good.
Yeah. is Kirk Cousins. I feel like he is the Major League Baseball version of Kirk Cousins. He is adaptable. He'll throw any pitch at any time. He's extremely confident in his ability. Probably not the greatest athlete in the world, but he's just a dog, and he just gets things done. And I know that he had a rough start to his season, but I was blown away by him. But this is where I think the rubber meets the road for the O's. I'm bullish on them because I don't think anything has come together yet in regard to timely hitting, power, reduction in just strikeouts in general at the top of the lineup, especially with Gunnar. I mean, I know he's got hit for power, but the average and a lot of strikeouts right now. And I don't say that to be pejorative. I say that because that tells me that when it all comes together, it's going to be great. But if there's one thing I would love to see improve, and I think Bassett was a perfect example of it yesterday, is that their ERA as a starting staff right now is 5.45. Their major league average is 4.15. Their WHIP is 1.56. The major league average is 1.28. And the innings pitched per start, the major league average is 5.1. They're only at 4.2. And I say this once again because I think they're going to figure it out. I believe that they will. And when they do, they're going to run off 15 out of 20. They're going to claim their position in the AL East. I just want to hear what you think about my analysis. Do you agree with it, or am I once again just getting a little bit too far too early?
You're getting too far too early.
The education of Femi.
I knew he was going to say that. But
if you look at, I said last week, and I'm going to keep repeating it. This team's not going to be great. This team's not going to be terrible. You look at the standings right now. There are 3 teams, 20 games in. There are 3 teams in the American League that are 10-10. And there are 2 more that are 11-10. There's a lot of parity in the American League, and and also if you look at their total ERA, their relief pitchers are so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their ERA is so much better than their starters. Their total ERA is fairly close to league average. So I don't believe necessarily that things all even out. I don't think teams click on all cylinders very often. Right now, Pete Alonso isn't hitting great, although he looks a little bit, he looks a little better this week. Taylor Ward's, not hitting home runs.
Yep.
But Jeremiah Jackson is. I don't think that Jeremiah Jackson's going to bat .330 this year. And I know Pete Alonso's not going to bat .213 or whatever exactly he's in right now. But if they, yes, the lineup has great potential, and Gunnar Henderson should be hitting much better. But it would be really rare if all these guys were hitting well at the same time.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen.
Rich, do you think they're a playoff team? Yeah, just yes or no? Got to put you in the box.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that they are a contender for a playoff spot because I think there are so many teams
with
like
the wild cards,
I think we see it the same way.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised if they won the AL East, but I think that they certainly should be one of the contenders for a wild card.
Yeah, agree.
Well, Jeremiah,
and once you get into the play, once you get into the playoffs in baseball, it's a total crapshoot.
Oh yeah, everybody's 0-0. Yeah, I mean,
but the Dodgers. The Dodgers have won the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But other than that, most of the time, it's there are a lot of outliers that win. I mean, the Nationals won.
Rangers.
The Rangers. The Rangers won.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's so weird. It's so weird how it happens. It's not like I'm an NBA fan too, and it's weird. And playoffs are starting today, and you don't see like 7 and 8, 6, 7 and 8 seeds in the finals very often at all. It's generally chalk.
Right.
In baseball, it's usually not chalk.
Listen, Jackson Holliday starts a rehab program with Frederick tonight, unless I'm mistaken, and I don't think I am. I think that's what I read. He will be back fairly soon, I would imagine, if he progresses. But the way Jeremiah Jackson's hitting, you got to keep him in the lineup. Let's say that Jackson Holliday gets back and ready to play. Would you move Jeremiah Jackson to third?
They may.
Okay.
There's also designated hitter.
Right.
There's also occasionally playing him in the outfield, although probably won't happen. Maybe they platoon Jackson and Holliday because Holliday hasn't hit left-handers all that well.
Right.
So the Holliday thing is very, very interesting because they ended his first rehab stint a few days ahead of when they could have let it go because they wanted to examine him, and things weren't progressing the way they wanted, and now they have to start a new one. So he could theoretically go on this for another 20 days. Although I think if he gets a good week at Norfolk, and I think after the 2 days at Frederick, maybe he'll go to Norfolk because I know the Tides are home next week. And if he could go to Norfolk and he play well for a week, then I think maybe he'll be back.
That's a good problem to have,
Yeah, because they would have a good problem because they would have him, they would have Jeremiah Jackson and Blaze Alexander, who's proving to be a nice utility ad.
Absolutely. Rich Subroff, as always, my friend, thanks for your time. BaltimoreBaseball.com is a place for everyone to go. We'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
All right, there you go. Rich Dubroff. Coming up, phones are still jammed, so we're going straight back. If you're online right now, stay there. I got one open line if you want to jump on it, 410-583-1057.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage cardholders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Under the rain, sun's open fire.
Okay.
Ain't nothing new.
This will work.
You like that, right? Come on, Bruce.
I do.
Told you like it.
Who is it?
You know what?
Aaron, who is it?
Aaron, who is it? Yeah, I'm forgetting the name.
What was it?
Black Pumas. There we go.
Okay.
Black Pumas.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you
So this is my playlist, and we put Aaron on the spot just now. Yeah. I listen to music sometimes, and I'm just creating playlists based on what I hear. I don't even know who the artists are. I'm just going to admit it. I'm never going to be Bruce, y'all. I'm not going to be Bruce. So like he's asking me, I'm looking at him like I have no idea, but I know I like the song.
That's the old disc jockey in me. You know? I usually know who sings it and who produced it and what label it's on.
Now, if it's probably like 2010 or later. Earlier, then I probably know who it is.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do with you one day. We're gonna have to do some 80s, 90s R&B. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, a little too much.
We're not getting away from Afro beats though. We're still gonna bring Afro beats, but I'm just moving you along slowly.
The 80s
Bruce.
and 90s, a little too much synthesizer for me. But other than that, we're good. Hey, let's get to these phones. Let's go to Warren in Owings Mills. Warren, how you doing?
Good afternoon, Bruce and Femi. Femi, I have a Ravens question for you, and it's a two-part question. And I know you're not going to speculate on this, but it involves Matabike.
Okay.
I've been following sports for many years, and I don't ever remember a situation where we've gone 7 months with no clarity. My questions are you aware of any situation where a player is 7 months post-injury, apparently no surgery's been done, and we haven't heard anything? I'm assuming the Ravens are doing that for, trade secret competitive
No, it's
advantage.
not that, Warren. I mean, you're an attorney. It says HIPAA laws.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and I was getting ready to say that from HIPAA, but you hear all the time, and maybe it's the agents are putting out when a player has ACL surgery or Tommy John surgery.
Right. And the player de facto authorizes the agent to release it.
Yeah. So, Warren, I can answer the question for you. I mean, this is the thing. It's like sometimes the information is the information and we just don't like it. So I'm trying to figure out, is it that you really don't have an idea or you just don't like not having more information? Because I can make it clear for you right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a Ravens fan, I'm uncomfortable and I'm speculating negatively. I thought it was HIPAA, but like I said, you hear all the time when players have had surgery. And do you think we're going to have to wait? Again, if it's HIPAA, I guess we're not going to know either training camp or
until he gets ready to tell us something.
It's not even that complicated. The truth of the matter is, it's his neck, and I'm 99% certain he hasn't had surgery, and he's not going to have surgery. My thought is that there's going to be numerous hurdles that he's going to have to get over, and until he gets over each one, we're not going to have the answer that people want, which is certainty. Like, this isn't a binary situation; it's a very nuanced and unique one. It's the neck. It's not your back. It's not your knee. There's long-term ramifications if they get this wrong. So he's got to get past the conditioning and the weightlifting hurdle. Then he's got to get on the field and get past the running hurdle on the field, and then he's got to start contact.
Yeah.
So I can tell you right now, those are the hurdles. There's not even any mystery about that, and those are pretty well known. As a former player, obviously, and I don't expect a fan to know all this, but my point is that these are the hurdles, and until each one is passed over time, this is what we're going to have to get used to, and that's why I think Eric said that his situation has no effect on the draft, because they're open to him coming back, and they're open to the potential that he may not come back. So
yeah, that's what I thought. But again, it's concerning, and I'm worried it's a Zach Orr type situation, because you don't play around with the neck, and it might well be.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, fellas.
All right, thank you, Warren. Great to hear from you. Let's go to Chris in Parkville. Chris, what's going on?
Gentlemen, how's it going?
Going well.
Chris.
I just wanted to chime in and talk about JJ and the Orioles. Man, how about I mean, you could write a book. It's as if someone you couldn't write a book any better. I know we're in the infancy of this season, but Femi, you were speaking my thoughts. I was talking, phrased it differently to Ryan Ripken yesterday afternoon. But we get some of these starters back, some of these complimentary players. They're
I tell you what, a couple of base hits with runners on base wouldn't hurt. That always helps, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Chris, what did just give me like 15 seconds. What was Ryan's synopsis? Was it the same as mine? Is it the same way that you feel? Because I didn't get to hear what Ryan said.
He was optimistic, but at the same time, what ignited the conversation was he was talking about, he caught my attention when he was like, everyone is, already think they have a beat on the team and their identity. And then I made some of the same points you did, and I asked him, when does he think I said a date when we will know the true identity pretty much would be Memorial Day, and he concurred, and then he expanded on that and said in and out of the break is the speed bump that a lot of times really messes
that's true.
Consistency up. But he was optimistic as well, and I just think there's no quit. It's a different team. They have this seems like they have this belief. They just keep going out and keep playing.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, Chris. It really is. Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. 410-583-1057. Let's go to Andy in Delaware.
Bruce and Femi, how you guys doing today?
Doing good, Andy.
How are you?
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, welcome.
Before I get to what I'm talking about, I just want to bring this up. Love your show, Bruce.
Thanks.
Bring it. I don't know who thought to bring Femi on. Great move.
I tell you, we've never talked about it. It was Femi and my idea, and we kind of took it to
That's
management.
what it sounded like listening to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, there's a lot of nuance and gray in the stuff that we do. How you think about the way you break down how you think, Femi, love it, every bit of it.
I appreciate that.
It's rare for you as a fan to hear from a player that speaks as candidly as Femi speaks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. And to hear it on a Saturday where there's, quite frankly, not a whole lot of radio going on.
That's the key to the
great.
success.
For 3 hours, this is great.
I appreciate that.
All right, Andy, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Let's go to Jonathan in Essex. Jonathan, what's going on?
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey.
What's up, Jonathan?
All right. Hey, look, okay, I got three things. I was going to say one thing the guy said about Matabike.
Yeah.
Matabike, I'm not concerned. The most important thing, that man's health. Don't be concerned about anything else. Just hopefully and praise fine. Football will be football. The health is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Now the solutions. I'm not a guy that's going to call up and ask questions. I don't want no issues. I'm a solution type guy. The solution for the Ravens draft to me is they take their top three picks. Their top three needs. In their top three needs, they rank their top players in each one. The highest player that's available in their needs section, that's who they should take. Plain and simple. That's how that should go. Now, to fix the Baltimore Orioles, if Jackson Holiday comes back, what they should do, the same thing they should have did the first time, put Gunner at third, put Jackson Holiday at short, and put Jeremiah Jackson at second. Everybody's going to say, why are you going to move? You can't move.
I don't know that I'm moving Gunner.
Who said that? Who's that, Bruce?
I don't know if I'm moving Gunner, man.
I'm not moving Gunner. But guess what we did move? We moved a guy named Machado.
Yeah.
You remember when everybody was calling him selfish because he wouldn't move to third?
Yeah.
Machado's selfish. He's not a team player. Gunner's not the player, not close to the player Machado is, and that's what Baltimore's issue is. They're going to look at Gunner. He's untouchable. Machado wasn't. Machado's done got three different $300 million contracts. Gunner ain't getting nothing. We're bidding against each other, plain and simple. He's a 250 hitter.
All right,
plain
Jonathan.
and simple.
Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. And before we go to break, Femi, I'm going to do something just for our YouTube family.
Do it.
This little satchel, it's not a satchel, it's more of a folder. I used to carry this with me on the road, and on the left side, I've got some old stuff. And I just looked in there to see what it was. It's the flip card.
Oh, is that Super Bowl?
From Super Bowl, the one your brother played in down in New Orleans. It's amazing the things that you save and don't even realize you're saving.
So that's just been sitting in there.
That's been sitting. I got another one, too, since we're on the subject. I got, let's see, Patriots and Ravens from Saturday, January 10th. 2015.
Wow.
Yes, I got all kinds of stuff in here. But anyway, I just thought we'd enjoy taking another look. Oh, that's where it tells me to sit at Gillette Stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, press box at an NFL game is a nice thing, believe me.
Yeah, I've been in a few.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh, yeah,
my time, I've been in a few. Some places are definitely better than others.
Absolutely. 410-583-1057. We got a guest coming up next hour.
Yeah, we do. So my buddy Cole Jackson, he has his media show called Road Graders. He's also on The Collective with Jeff Zebrik and Bobby Trossett. So he's an NFL analyst. He is really, really good at analyzing the draft, also team needs, very Raven-centric. So, yeah, he'll be on at 1:30.
We're looking forward
to having him on, and he'll give his draft analysis and kind of wants and needs.
All right, that's coming up at 1:30. We're getting ready to go to break. Stick around. We got a whole lot more, including a gigantic contract in the NFL yesterday when nobody was really paying attention. We'll tell you these dramatic figures next.
Odyssey Sports Draft coverage is presented nationally by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
You've probably driven past it 100 times. That's Dar Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showrooms stacked with new and used cars, plus full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or DarCarsToyotaBaltimore.com.
What's better than getting all your faves at Popeyes for just $5? We added shrimp, y'all. Juicy, crispy butterfly shrimp, cooked to perfection and served classic, or tossed in the bold flavor of our Louisiana dry rubs. And they're only $5. So come in today for all your favorites. 3 pieces of our signature chicken, 3 crispy tenders, Popeye's chicken sandwich, and now 8 pieces of butterfly shrimp for just $5 each.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time only at select Baltimore, Maryland area restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Problem gambling is on the rise in Maryland, and it's important you know the score. That higher rates of depression, divorce, and bankruptcy affect everyone in a gambler's life. That children and teens who gamble have higher risks for developing serious gambling problems as adults. Learn the risks. Get the facts. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org. Services are free and always confidential.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
From the Anderson Automotive Studios, this is WJZFM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 and always live on the free Odyssey app. Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Welcome back, Bruce and Femi Show. Let me share a memory with you. That song you just heard is by a group called The Outlaws. And my friend Ern and me went up to Pittsburgh in 77 to meet these girls and go to a Pirate game. And the girls said, well, we got tickets to the concert tonight. Do you want to go? Yeah, I want to go. And it was Leonard Skinner and Steve Marriott. And the air conditioning broke down in that Civic Arena, which has got an aluminum roof anyway. So we're just in there baking, and the Outlaws saved the night. I'd never heard them before, and they didn't have much of a career, but, man, they saved us that night.
Quick question for you. Was your friend's name Ern or Aaron? Ern, okay. And I know you're not born here, but I had a little bit of, I was like, wait, is that Baltimore having a little accent? Because, my kids, like my son, he says water.
Yeah.
He says water. My daughter doesn't. She was actually born in San Diego, but my son definitely, he has some Baltimore words in his
both my kids are born in Alabama. My daughter was 9 when we moved here, and she never really picked up a Southern accent, but we were here 2 weeks. And let's just go and come on, and all that.
But Baltimore's just his own accent, though.
Philly's similar.
Yeah,
Philly, they still have that O, you know, it's like Joe Flacco, Philly's got a little bit of that, but Baltimore,
T.
Yeah,
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah, and my wife hates it. My wife hates it.
What's unique? I can identify people anyway. I hear that, I'm like, oh, I hear a Baltimore person. Where you at? I hear you.
And in Pittsburgh, that's what I was getting ready to tell. I'll finish that story. In Pittsburgh, Don, let's go Don. And one of my wife's cousin is brilliant. She's got several degrees and she sounds like she went to Oxford or something until she says Don. it just won't go away. Hey, we teased this at the top or before we went to break. Will Anderson Jr., the Texans All-Pro defensive end, a massive, historic 3-year, $150 million expansion, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, $50 million a year is what it'll average. That's mind-blowing.
You said 135 guaranteed.
135
We're
guaranteed.
moving. Hey, we're getting closer and closer for the right guys. All guaranteed contracts, full salary guaranteed. Like that's. And obviously we've had blips on the map, with Deshaun and obviously Kirk. And then we heard the Ravens offered Lamar a 3-year, fully guaranteed deal. Obviously he didn't accept that. But for certain guys, it's starting to happen. And he's one of the best at his position in the league. And we know what he can do. He can wreck a whole game.
Yep.
And the guys that wreck games are quarterbacks and obviously the guys that sack them. So.
And the trend in baseball now is to identify that one young player and sign him long
early.
term.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Basayo, that's what they're doing now. 410-583-1057. Zay Flowers made news this week. If you hadn't heard about it, he was on a podcast and he was talking about how John Harbaugh's tough practices may have exasperated the Ravens' injury problems.
Yeah, so I want to be really.
I knew you would.
Really, I want people to really listen to this. And it really irritates me when journalists and media hold a player literally on a couch on a podcast with technically his friends having an ad hoc conversation as if his word is gospel. And then they treat it as such. They don't even hold themselves to that standard. And you already know nothing pisses me off more, Bruce, than media taking liberties. Now, look, in the defense of the media in this case, which I don't do very often, Zay said what he said. Now, I don't think Zay's intent was to say that John Harbaugh's practices specifically caused injuries. What I take away from that is that fatigue doesn't allow you to play at an optimal level. Fatigue and being hurt. And guess what? Everybody in week 18 is hurt, y'all. Like everybody's hurt, but everybody's not injured. And if you're hurt and you're playing or you're hurt and you're playing and you're fatigued, like that's all the same. You're not going to be the best version of yourself. So this is a big nothing burger to me. It's just an opportunity to pour more gasoline on a situation about Coach Harbaugh. He's gone. He's gone. Like we know he's gone. But what Zay was talking about does not have context. He talked about padded practices. You only get 14 now. I had triple that amount when I played. And I'm not that person who's going to say, oh, when I was older. No. These athletes for sure are better, bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. I'm not denying that. But they don't have context of what it used to be like. And I had the opportunity to play in a period where things were transitioning to playing smarter, not harder. And I'm all about smarter, not harder. But it's week 18, and you need to win a big game. And Zay is a receiver. Receivers always have a high cardio load. He's running routes all over the field. Not every position runs the way that receivers do.
No.
So you have to really listen closely and not get carried away with what Zay was saying. Zay is speaking his truth, and it's not a lie if it's true for you. And my point is context matters, the position matters, and the time period matters. And none of this was contextualized by the media that took the opportunity to create a story behind their paywall and run with it as usual, doing dumb you-know-what stuff. And you know who you are. You know who these people are.
Attaboy. Go get him.
Damn it.
Well, that leads me to a question for you, and you're smart enough to understand.
Let me take a deep breath.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm good.
It was on a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take my
traditional interview say is, a player's going to approach that one way, a player's going to approach a podcast another way. Is that true?
It is true. And it's not like he's on ESPN being interviewed by Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, he's more relaxed.
These are way more relaxed. And I just want people, like, context matters, where matters. He's speaking to two other former players. Once again, for those of you that want to listen, please go listen. I went and listened. It's called the Fourth and South Podcast. There's nothing there. If you put any player of Zay's caliber that is a number one receiver on a team, half of them are going to say what he said. It's just the truth. And the bottom line is that if you got a cold tub, on the Sunday morning before the game, the Saturday before the game, and you're running a lot of routes, Zay was the most targeted receiver on the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have a higher workload because he's playing X, Z, H. He might be in the backfield running option routes. Like, he's going to be doing more than other people do. I'm sure other players are like, no, I was good. I was fine. I didn't have to do what Zay did. But that's what Zay had to do to get prepared. And he probably felt fatigued. And I understand it. But context matters and nuance matters. And this is Zay's 25 years old? Like, look, hold him accountable for his word, but also remember that, this wasn't supposed to be something that was dissected and consumed by media to dissect and then, once again, create a little bit of a controversy.
Zay's also going to create a little bit bit of a paycheck for them because his contract's running out and he ain't going to be cheap.
And he's getting paid, for sure.
Absolutely. 410-583-1057. Bob, what's going on?
Yeah, pretty good, my friend. I just want to know about this, this starting rotation for the Orioles. If they get it together, look out east. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I agree.
And they're lucky that the bullpen has performed as well as it has because the starting rotation has not been great. Can we agree on that?
No, we do.
Bob?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but like I say again, I'll go JJ Jackson.
Man, how do you not?
That the home run he hit is exactly what Reggie Jackson, the way he used to hit a home run, man. It's just, he was that strong to do that out in center field. I saw that one time at Memorial Stadium.
I like Jackson. I like Jeremiah's swing. It reminds me of a snake uncoiling. His whole body gets into that.
Yeah, the rotation.
Because he's a pretty small guy to have that much power. Bob, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. All right, let's go to Dwayne. Dwayne, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Dwayne?
All right, you can hear me. Hey, Femi, I called. I talked to you on the Big Bad Morning Show.
Yep, I remember. Yeah, how you doing, brother? You good?
They called. I said I called. I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree with everything you just said about Zach. That's really, and I'm not an ex-player or anything like that, but if somebody is tired and they're talking about, that's on them. That's what they're going through.
Yep.
He wasn't saying it to be critical or anything
not
like
at all.
that. But I'm looking for the Ravens to really show up that offensive line. If they have to go with a 14th pick with the best thing that's available, and I'm not going to say that that's the only option that they need to do, but I think we need to get Lamar a lot more protection, man. I think that's really the case with this.
You know what, Dwayne? Stevie Wonder could see that.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I'm just calling because I told Femi. Femi told me to call. I said I'm going to call.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm saying it's so obvious that everyone should know that, right?
Yeah, go for that, man. I mean, we can say best player available, but I just see these teams with the offensive and defensive line, how important and vital they are to a team's success.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, you go hard or go home, man. With that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
thanks, Dwayne.
And I made the point, the interior offensive line of this draft is deep. Now, there's a couple guys, Maui Noah, Fano, and Ione, right? If all three of those guys are gone, I am not comfortable taking Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, or is it not Caleb Downs?
Who's the guy from Florida?
Florida.
The Florida center from Florida.
Oh, yeah, it's Slaughter. TJ Slaughter, yeah. He'll be there in the third round. He's my favorite center in the draft, by the way.
Yeah.
Carnell Tate, the other receiver. I'm not comfortable taking any of those guys at 14. And I know some people love Carnell Tate, but Jordan Tyson, for me, the injury issue, he had the clavicle and look, the bone stuff, I don't care so much about, but he had an ACL and a hamstring as well. And Mekhi Lemon, for me, is another version of Zay. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to have two versions of Zay, but I think we have bigger needs. And for me, I've done a number of these mocks where I've actually traded back. I actually gave up the 14th pick. I traded back into like the 27th or 28th pick, and I ended up with like Proctor. I ended up being able to get a BPA with the next pick, and then Basantis, who's a guard from Texas A&M, or Pregnon, who's a guard from Oregon. And those guys are starters. I mean, they're going to be solid players. And then on top of it, so you end up with 4 picks in the top 50. Right. You find a starting center. You find a starting guard. You find a playmaker, whether it's at corner or edge or, some other position with that, having 4 picks in the top 50. And you get your starting center, which could be Slaughter, Hecht, and Logan out of Iowa. Those are the 3 centers that I really like, and you're going to get one of those 3. And if you don't get one of them before 80, mark my words, they're going to be gone. You're not going to find a starting center.
Any Lyman from Iowa that you got a chance to grab.
Yeah, he's very similar to Tyler. Not doesn't have the probably the ceiling, but could get it done for you. He's a solid player.
All right, coming up, we're going to leave the phones open. It's quieted down a little bit. If you want to call in, this is a good time. 410-583-1057. But we're also going to tackle one of the biggest subjects of the previous week and one of the biggest nothing burgers that's come along in a long time, and that's those new Ravens uniforms. So stick around.
It's Mike Popovic on the next program. We'll recap the O's week and get you ready for their game against the Guardians, a team they've struggled against for over a decade. Breaking down the upcoming Ravens draft, I've got 2 words: offensive line. Frank Vespi from the Racing Biz will join me about the date of the Preakness possibly moving, scoreboard updates, and I'm going to bring out my baseball card collection that I haven't looked through in years. Talk to you Saturday at 3 after Bruce and Femi
In terms of the draft, everybody says we're going to take the best player available, and that's usually not true.
Brian Billick on this year's Ravens draft.
But in the 14th, those guys in the 10 to 20 range, those are guys that have been pushed out of the top 10. There could be a major difference between the 14th guy on your board and the 20th guy on the board. Eric DaCosta, obviously a disciple of Ozzie Newsome, will take what their board says is the best player available, even if it's not at a specific position.
105.7 The Fan.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotabaltimore.com.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. This show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easier to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
It fits. I was filled with trepidation because I didn't know what to expect.
I knew you would be.
These two cuts, it's all good.
Okay,
we're fine.
Well, I'm going to move you along slowly. So we'll see what you say a month from now when I get you to full Afro beats. We'll see where your head is.
Well,
then.
Don't make me dance. You don't want to see me
won't
dance.
We won't do that to you.
When I try to dance, I don't just look white. I look like swans eating marshmallows in a snowstorm.
Okay. Okay.
That's like a dazzling super white.
I need to sit down by myself and really picture that. You know what I mean? You know what I could do? I probably have AI actually create a video of that. That would even be more fun.
Well, share that. I think that would be fascinating. Yeah. I really do. 410-583-1057. Oh, by the way, we got a little programming note. Cole Jackson won't be with us.
Yeah, no, he had a little family thing come up. No big deal. But we'll have him come on another time for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. Maybe some draft reaction.
Yeah, definitely. And for those of you, if you're looking for really deep dive analysis, Cole Jackson is one of the best. Go check out Road Graders on YouTube. I mean, I'm talking about outstanding analysis. Just a great guy to follow.
Absolutely. Let's go to Steve in Columbia. Steve, what's on your mind?
Hello, gentlemen. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I got a couple of questions. One having to do with the Camden Yards improvements. I was at the preseason, the last preseason game against the Nats, but I haven't been to a game yet.
Okay.
But I noticed a couple things. It seemed like, unless I'm mistaken, all winter we heard about the ribbon boards on the middle deck and the upper deck, but there's only a ribbon board on the middle deck. Can you do you have any awareness where you can explain why they didn't?
Actually,
on the upper deck?
They may have trotted it out a little bit slowly, but they are using ribbon boards on both decks now. I saw it the other night on a wide shot during the telecast.
I was thinking that maybe they didn't want to put one on the upper deck because that would block the view from
No, they have it up there. It doesn't take very much space, those ribbon boards. It doesn't, but they are using them. And it's pretty, the Ravens have used them for years. And I'm just glad the technology walked across the street, because it really adds to the fan experience, I think.
So there is one on the upper deck now,
There
right?
is, yes.
Okay. Now, all right. Speaking of guaranteed contracts, I have a guaranteed contract. If I show up and do the work, I get paid. That's the guarantee.
I used to tell people I had $1 million contract. The problem was it ran 100 years. There's a lot of money jokes we could make, that's for sure. All right, Steve, good to hear from you, man. Thanks. 410-583-1057. Let's go to Franchise in Delaware. Franchise, talk to me.
Bruce.
Hey.
Sammy.
What's up, Franchise?
Good afternoon. Guys, about the draft on Thursday in Steelers country. The first round, let me propose something to you at 14.
All right.
You remember when Laramie Tunsil had the Snuffleupagus video came out and he dropped?
Yeah.
Any idea whether or not Reuben Bain, that issue 2 years ago coming to light just recently, a team throwing that kind of intel out there so that he could drop out of the top 10? Any feeling that he, short arms and all, can be there at 14? And would you take him?
Franchise, everybody in the NFL already knew about it. So the people that are drafting, it's not a new story for them. You know what I mean? Pretty well known across the league. So I don't see him moving down any boards because of it. If he's at 14, I would probably take him if I was the Ravens because I think he's that kind of talent. His comp for me is James Harrison. You know what I mean? That's who I think.
You've been saying that.
Yeah, that's why I think Ruben Bain can be. So he was cleared of all wrongdoing in the incident. Accidents happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't do a deep dive on it, but because of what I saw coming out of the league and the teams that have been kind of looking at him, everyone across the league in the front office already knew about it. So I don't see it having any effect on his draft status. If he drops because that was what the universe intended for him, but it won't be because of what happened in 2024 or 2025 because it was already well known.
Okay, so with that said, he won't be there. So at 14, would you see DaCosta moving out, getting more draft capital by getting a second-round pick and maybe moving back and not going with a guard or a tackle on the offensive line and because you could get a quality player later on in the draft at offensive line?
Eric DaCosta loves his draft picks. You know, I don't see him being very active and moving back. I really don't. Ozzie would have. Ozzie would have done it in a minute, but Eric Femi, at least to me, seems a little bit more hesitant to do that.
I have an if-then scenario.
All right.
If Love, Styles, Sadiq, Fano, Bain, Ione, Maui Go are all gone, then he trades back because you can get Proctor, you can get Pregnon, you can get Basantis, and then you can get another top 50 pick. I've done so many of these mocks. I would actually feel comfortable moving back if you know that you're going to get your 2 offensive linemen. They're going to be potential starters. You can get 2 BPA players at 40. I would do that personally, but only if the guys that I mentioned are gone, and there's 7 or 8 of them. In my opinion, one of those 7 or 8 is going to be there. I think 14 is a real sweet spot. You have a really good position of seeing how things are going, but also recognizing that the positions that we have issues at, tight end, interior offensive line, and center, there's some good options there, and their availability, the guys that are targeted, there's some options there. So I feel pretty good about just kind of seeing what happens in front of the Ravens and then making that decision based on who's available at that time.
Interesting. Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, when I saw some tape on him, he doesn't look as tall as our normal tight ends that we've drafted in the past. Maybe I'm wrong, but
no, you're not wrong.
Is he listed?
He's 6'3". No, he's a little bit over 6'3", but that's undersized for a tight end.
It really is anymore.
Yeah, it is. It scares me a little bit. I'd move out. I really would. If those players aren't there, like you said, Femi, what's the harm? Move out. You still can get your offensive line, too, more than likely, right? That are going to be quality players.
Definitely.
And I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. It's coming right up. Franchise, always good to hear from you, man. 410-583-1057. Coming up, Rashawn, one of our faithful listeners, calls all the shows. He was in Cleveland last night, and he always has adventures on the road. So he saw that game. He saw Jeremiah Jackson step up to the plate. I want to get all his reaction. That's coming up next.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you miss. 1057 The Fan.
Get in on the action at Horseshoe Casino. 55 or older? Join them for Generation Fun every week. 3 winners will be drawn from 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays. Horseshoe Baltimore. Baltimore's best bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
What's better than getting all your faves at Popeyes for just $5? We added shrimp, y'all. Juicy, crispy butterfly shrimp. Cooked to perfection and served classic. Or tossed in the bold flavor of our Louisiana dry rubs. And they're only $5. So come in today for all your favorites. 3 pieces of our signature chicken, 3 crispy tenders, Popeye's chicken sandwich, and now 8 pieces of butterfly shrimp for just $5 each.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time only at select Baltimore, Maryland area restaurants. Price may vary. Terms apply.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, if you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Weekends on The Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Cause I don't really trust my heart in your hands. Maybe I don't need that jam. Oh Lord, in my soul, in your plans.
Yeah. Okay. This is working. Femi, you impressed me.
Thanks, Bruce.
At Jerry's party last night, I forget who it was that said, keep playing the old music. He says, my kids are getting a good education. And I thought, well, that's what so I hear about the music all the time. And when you wanted to plug in, I said, okay, we'll keep an open mind. But this stuff you're bringing in, this will work. Don't worry about a thing.
Okay.
We told you before the break, Rashawn, our intrepid traveler, represents Baltimore across the country with his rowdy friends, happened to be in Cleveland last night. We're going to bring him on now. Rashawn, how you doing?
What's going on, Bruce and Femi?
Before I ask you how last night went, I want to tell you something that I told Femi during the break. Do you realize that just past the right field wall in Cleveland, on the other side of the street, there's a giant graveyard?
I didn't know that.
How much fun do you think the writers had with that over the years, you know?
Yeah, I bet you they did.
Wait, are you still there? You going tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm still there. Listen, I actually came Thursday, man. So I was almost a part of history, you know, with that. Them getting no hit up into the ninth inning, though. So,
well, this is the question that I had for you. When Jeremiah Jackson hit that home run, did the air go out of that stadium?
It did. It was just complete silence, you know, of course, except for the Orioles fans that was there, man. We just went crazy. Because before that, you remember they hit the grand slam, man. We thought the game was over. It was like, man, this is not looking good. But, man, I tell you, Jeremiah Jackson, man, I don't know what his role is going to be in the future for this team once Holiday comes back, but he has to stay, or if not, like, what do you think? We can trade him for a pitcher?
I wouldn't. I would keep him.
I wouldn't trade him. I tell you, I'd trade Kobe Mayo and put his butt on third base. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, because he has to stay, and he's cheap. You don't have to pay him for.
You got to keep him in the lineup, right, Rashawn? You got to keep him in the lineup.
Keep him in the lineup, man.
Rashawn, let me ask you a question, because I thought the turning point of that game was Tavares' check on that third strike. You know what I mean? Like, were you being in the and I don't mean to put you on the spot, brother. I know you're probably enjoying yourself, but like that's what changed the game. I mean, a year ago, that couldn't happen. Like, that's game over.
The call, yeah.
So for me, I'm like sitting there like, this is what we were all talking about, that if we implement this is going to change the outcome of games, and it should. And I think there's 2 things that are true. It should change the outcome of games. We want the calls right, but the umps are actually better than we think when you look at how few of these calls actually get overturned and how very close these calls are. What was your thought if you recall it, if you were paying attention at the time? Because maybe you're like, give me a beer, like this is about to be over. Who knows?
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm glad they challenged it because we can see it wasn't no damn strike, man.
Right.
So that was definitely a turning point in the game right there and everything. But I'm just looking forward towards the day game. I know Kramer's on the mound. I'm at the Cavs game right now. The Cavs,
nice.
Played at 1. So, we got the 6 o'clock game.
I'm jealous.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm jealous of
man.
you, brother. Hey.
Hard work pays off, man.
Yeah, I love it, man. Good for you. That sounds like a good weekend right there.
Enjoy your day, Rashawn. I'm glad you called.
All right, man. You have a good one.
See you later. He's such a good
man, but that's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's with boys, with family.
No, he takes his boys.
Okay, so they're having fun.
Oh, yeah, and he's got this one friend. I'm trying to remember his name, Dustin. Okay. And Dustin starts fights everywhere they go.
Is that right?
Dustin's one of them mouthy fans.
Oh, no.
And, if you're on the road being a mouthy fan, But before we go too late now. We got these monitors in here, and I was looking at the right-hand one up there, and Ken Griffey Jr. is on there live, and he's got a white beard. Femi, I feel 1,000 years old when I see that.
I mean, it makes me kind of feel old too. Well,
see.
But you know what's crazy is for those of you that collect baseball cards, those of you that still have the Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card.
Oh, forget it. You kids are going to college.
Unfortunately, someone stole. I had 9 of them at one point. Someone stole them all from me. Yeah, exactly. But
9 of them?
9. Me and my brother had 9 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, you're a baseball fan.
Yep.
You're a West Coast guy.
I am.
Do you know about the Seattle Pilots?
I do. You know why? Because my Pony League team was the Pilots.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I know the background of the Seattle Pilots.
It's the damnedest story. For those of you that don't know, they were an expansion team. Came into the league in 1969 with the Royals, and they were broke. They were broke from the very outset. So they struggled their way through the 69 season, basically went bankrupt. They went to spring training as the Seattle Pilots in 1970, and they left spring training as the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, so I didn't realize that they became the Brewers, though.
Same colors and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? So we had my 13 and 4, I think it was my 13, 14-year-old baseball seasons. So we were the Pilots, and we wore red and blue.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that's what the red.
No,
blue and
they
white.
were blue and gold, and they had these crazy uniforms. They had the scrambled eggs on the bill, like military officers.
Oh, is that right?
Because they were the pilots.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah, you should, because we just had a P on the hat, and I thought it was a replica of their jersey.
The reason I bring it up though is expansion teams are really hard to get.
Yeah.
I mean, you're vetted to the extreme. How in the world could that have happened? When's the last time you heard of a major leagues franchise going broke?
It shouldn't happen nowadays, for sure.
No, that's for sure. And then Jim Bouton wrote the great book Ball 4. You've heard of Ball 4, right?
No, I haven't.
He was a washed-up relief pitcher. He was trying to hang on with the Seattle Pilots, and he kept a diary. And it turned out to be one of the greatest sports books ever written. It is absolutely hilarious on every page, and that has kept the Seattle Pilots lore alive. If you ever get a chance to read it, you should. Like, I'll give you an example. And it was very controversial when it came out because he told the truth. And they say they're sitting out in the bullpen, and they're all eyeing up this girl. And the girl leans over and says to one of the players, "Are you married?" And the response was, "Yeah, but I'm not a fanatic about it."
Oh, wow.
It's just stuff like that. You would enjoy it.
I still watch Bull Durham when it comes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Bull Durham. It's one of the best baseball movies ever.
It is. And Ron Shelton, who wrote and directed the movie, is a former Oriole minor leaguer.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so he had all those experiences firsthand.
So Bull Durham, Field of Dreams. Like anytime those come on, I can't not watch them.
I'm going to recommend something for you on Netflix. Okay, and I'm seriously.
Okay.
It's called the Saint of Second Chances. It's about Mike Veck, whose father, Bill Veck, was
I know who Mike Veck is.
Okay, it's his story.
Okay,
and it will make you cry.
Okay,
it's that good. I really want to recommend that not only to you but to everybody who's got Netflix. You need to see that movie. 410-583-1057. Mike in Columbia, what's going on?
Hey, Bruce. Hey, Femi.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey, Bruce. I'm going to tell you, a friend of mine went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, but he got to know this guy, Ted Green, that did a movie on Roger Brown, right? So he knows Indy, and he gave him a little tour. So I want to tell you a couple places he took him to.
All right.
He took him to this bar called Bobby Plump's Last Shot.
Yeah, that's the guy from Hoosiers, right?
He hit the last shot in Hoosiers.
Yeah.
And he let him try on his ring. He said, but make sure you could take it off. Femi, did you ever have that problem with your Super Bowl ring when someone wanted to try it on? Like, make sure you could take it off, right?
You know what's so funny is I think I told Bruce this. I make it a point when I go out and I do any appearance or signings, and I'm part of the Ravens Legends community. So I get a ton of opportunities through the Ravens, which is one of the best in the league in regard to giving former players opportunities to get meet and greet and do different things with fans. I wear my ring, and I let every single person that wants to wear it and take a picture with it. And now I can run them all down. I'm not worried about it. I'm still in pretty good shape. I couldn't play football, but I could definitely run down a fan. Not worried about that. Big difference there. Big variance there. But I think it's important that I do two things. One, they'll probably never see another Super Bowl ring again. Yeah. And two, I represent a brotherhood, and I want to be the best example of that for every single person that I ever meet, because people will take one negative story of a guy at a dinner with his family. They probably shouldn't be bothering him anyway, and they'll have this negative experience. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably the person that makes that okay, because I recognize that this is one opportunity for them, and it's one of hundreds or thousands for me. And I'll still be graceful just because I don't want my brotherhood or guys to be talked badly about and for people to have a negative experience. So, yes, I do let people wear my ring, and I do let them take pictures with it.
Tom Maddie said late in life, he said, anyone in this town that hasn't held my Super Bowl ring hasn't tried very hard.
Oh, Bruce, one more thing. Yeah. He took him to the school, Crispus Attucks High School, where Oscar won the state championship after Hoosiers.
Yep.
He said they have a museum, but he did tell him this. He said back then they used to give people parades. They wouldn't give Oscar's team a parade
because of segregation.
His team went into his neighborhood and they had their own parade.
Good for him. Good for him.
Hoosiers also an all-time great movie.
And I'm going to tell you both a story about Hoosiers that I heard very recently that's going to floor both of you. Mike, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Gene Hackman didn't want to do the movie. He had gone through a divorce. He was basically broke, and they offered him like $500,000 or whatever real quick to come shoot this basketball movie. So he hated the script, thought it was terrible. There's a scene in the movie, what we call a voiceover, where there's just music playing, and you just see he and Dennis Hopper are sitting on the bench, and he leans in and says something to Dennis Hopper, and Dennis Hopper busts out laughing. Do you guys can you recall that scene?
I don't, but I'm going to go watch it again just for this.
Well,
just for this.
Here's what he said to him. He leaned over and he says, "We're going to be lucky to have a career left when this turd is released." He hated it that bad. So then when they finished the movie, the director flew him in and says, "Gene, I want you to watch the final cut." And he sat there and watched it. When it was over, he looked at the director and he said, "How the hell did you do that?" Isn't that a great story?
Did it win Best Movie?
No. I don't think it was nominated for much of anything.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Why do I have it in my mind as a classic movie that was lauded and
I don't know that it won any awards.
Really?
Yeah,
Nothing?
It's fan friendly.
Maybe it's because of how old I was and just the impact that it had on me. But I feel like a lot of people have that same kind of nostalgic feel of it.
It's David versus Goliath, which is a very popular theme.
Okay. I'm going to have to go do some research on that.
Had you ever heard that story before, Mike?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Not really. Popeye Doyle, huh?
Yeah, the same guy. Thanks for the call, Mike. We appreciate it. Yeah, you literally said we're going to be lucky.
Yeah. I felt like it won something, no? Well, we're just going to find out.
That's pretty unique. My dad played a lot of basketball in the 40s, and he said it was very authentic. He said the way those gyms looked, the way the referees' uniforms and the long skirts on the cheerleaders and all that, But it was interesting late in my dad's life. He'd had a scholarship, but then World War II came along and he wasn't able to play anymore. But as he got older, he started watching women's basketball. And he said, "I really like this women's game." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because that's the game I played. We played on the floor. We didn't play up in the air."
Yeah, that's true.
And that it stuck with me.
That's true.
It is very true. All right, coming up, we still got folks to talk to, including Kevin from Randallstown, who's one of our favorites. So get in line behind him, 410-583-1057. We'll also talk about tonight's Oriole matchup. They play at 6:05 up in Cleveland.
If you're thinking about it,
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. This show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easier to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblingup.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
For year-round home comfort and energy savings, you need the best HVAC system in service. That's why you need to go with Petro. Right now, Petro has an offer for a new energy-efficient central AC system from America's most trusted brand, Train, with $0 down and low monthly payments. For expert AC tune-ups and 24/7 emergency repairs, go with your local HVAC pros. Go with Petro. Go to petro.com, call 844-HVAC-4YOU or 844-482-2496 today.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game. Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug! Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down. Hey! Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
Weekends on The Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Sir.
I can't wait to get old and just talk to you. Oh, I miss you, baby.
Man, oh man, oh man.
I miss you, baby.
Let me tell you both something. I'm going to see them Friday night at the 930 Club down in D.C. I cannot wait.
Wow.
St. Paul and the Broken Bones.
Yep.
White guys from Birmingham. The last place you'd expect great soul music to come out of, but these boys burn. I can't wait. You ever been to the 930 Club?
No, I haven't, but I want to know what that night looks like. What are we drinking? What are we eating? What are we doing?
I'm going down to my high school friend Eric Wiener's house. He lives in Arlington, and we're gonna prepare.
Okay,
and then we're gonna go to the 930 Club. There will be ancillaries, I'm sure.
So there'll be an Uber probably or something like that.
If we're smart, yeah. But we're not smart. And you see how big my pickup truck is.
I do. You got to leave that thing in the.
I don't
want
to drive that in DC.
Yeah,
not at all. 410-583-1057. Our man Kevin in Randallstown. Kevin, you called when I got plenty of time to talk. Way to go.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm just going to tell you a quick story before I get into the Oriole thing.
All right.
When the Southwest Airlines first came to Baltimore years ago, before I even had kids.
All right.
And they had a $19 round trip from here to Cleveland, and they had a $39 trip from here to Chicago. So I told my wife, I said, I don't know what there is to do in Cleveland, but I said, for $19 we're going. So we went up there, and the first time we went, we saw a Denver Broncos Cleveland Browns game in the old Cleveland
man,
Stadium.
How about that?
And
do you ever see that old stadium?
I have.
The open end was open onto the lake.
Yeah.
So you could guarantee you would freeze all your customers in the winter. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kevin.
That's all right. And it was John Elway against Bernie Kosar in that game. And it was the first time I ever saw a man, he had a walking cane, but when he would twist it off, it was nothing. It must have been just pure whiskey in there, because the time the game was over with, he was so drunk he couldn't stand.
Oh, God.
You know, I had never seen anything like that. But I never understood why people do that, because you can't even enjoy the game. All you're doing is going there to get drunk. But anyway, that was his thing. And the next time we went to see a baseball game. And when we went to the stadium where they play at now.
Yeah.
And we saw a Cleveland Indian Oakland A's game, and we were in the outfield, but we could reach out and touch Ricky Henderson. That's how close he was. And he stole 2 bases that game.
Wow.
So I remember those. And then when we went to Chicago for $39, I wanted to go see a game at Wrigley Field so bad. I'd heard about Wrigley Field. And but when we went there, the baseball strike was on.
Yeah.
And they were going to play the Montreal Expos. I had tickets for those games, so we had to turn the tickets in, and we got refunded. But I really wanted to see
That's a shame.
That game, yeah. But
Scott Garso tells us. Scott Garso tells a story similar to that, and you may have heard this one, Kevin, but it's hilarious. He when Tom Matte had to play quarterback in 1965, he said that his family wasn't very rich, and that he and his brother, in their Christmas stocking, they got a ticket to a Green Bay Packer Baltimore Colts playoff game, and he said he and his brother were so excited they were going to see Bart Starr and Johnny Unitas, and he said I had to settle for Tom Matte and Zeke Bratkowski.
Oh man,
I've never been more disappointed in my life, and he'd always tell the story right in front of Tom.
Well, you know, I was going to say that I'm as far as the Orioles are concerned, you know, I don't know how they can do it, because they have a problem in the outfield now. But one of their weaknesses right now is their defense, their outfield defense.
Yeah,
infield hasn't been so bad, but I'd like to see them get this kid Enrique Bradfield. He's not hitting a lot. He didn't hit a lot in spring training, but the guy's got supersonic speed.
Yeah.
And he can play the outfield. He can play that defense in center field like none other. And I'd hate to move Tavares out of the outfield, because he plays pretty good. But I'd like to move him over to one of the corner spots. And I'd really like to see them. And I hate to do this, but I'd really like to see them set down the Moon Man, Calver. You know,
they're going to have to. He looks lost at the plate. He really does.
And it's been a while now. You know, it's been since last year, and he's okay defensively, but he's not the highlight film that this guy Bradfield is. And I know everybody wants to see offense nowadays, but I remember when the Orioles won with a slick fielding shortstop by the name of Mark Belanger.
Yeah, and I tell you something, later in his career, Paul Blair didn't hit that much, you know? But
after he got hit in the head with that pitch by Ken
But he had
Tatum.
that glove out there, you know? So a good hitting team can afford to carry guys like that.
And even their catcher, Andy Etcheburn, wasn't no hitter, you know. And so if you got the other guys hitting good, you can get away with something like that. But I think they need a speedster. They need someone who even if he doesn't play every day, who can come in, steal a base, get a good bunt, you know, can do those little small things. And I saw him doing that in the what they would call a preseason
exhibition.
Exhibition, that exhibition season, and I'd like to see them give this guy a chance. And because, and as far as Holiday is concerned, I don't know. When they said that Ben McDonald's been saying that Jackson was not that good at third base before, or the outfield. I don't know. I wonder if Holiday can play third base.
Well, we talked about that earlier. The problem with that is that Holiday played shortstop from the cradle all the way to get to pro baseball. So you spent the last 3 years teaching him how to play second. Do you want to throw another position at him? I think Jackson is the best choice at third right now, because Mayo, as much as we hope he's going to do something, he just isn't, you know? And if you ask me, and I'm going to tell you one story since I have you, and Femi, you'll like this one too. We were talking about Cleveland Stadium. It was Jacobs Field back then. Well, it was in 1996. Where Cleveland's hatred for Baltimore was, they wanted to come here and burn the whole city down for obvious reasons.
You're right.
Orioles and Indians in a playoff series that year. So my boss said, we need you to go to Cleveland. I said, yeah, but the Ravens have a home game tomorrow. See, I was doing radio then. He said, all right, I'll make you a deal. Get the latest flight out. And you can get back to Baltimore, but we need you there. I said, okay. And so we took a news reporter with us called John Rydell, and John said, look, if the game goes past, I think my flight was 6:30. And he said, if the game goes past that, I'll get the post game. I said, good, we're covered. So get to the airport and go to the bar, and they got the game on, and the Orioles won it late. And so these Cleveland fans, Baltimore, Baltimore, they're killing it. And so a guy goes by in an Orioles jersey, and the guy says, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. The guy says, I'd love to talk to you, but I can't. I've got to go catch a flight because I've got a football game to go to tomorrow. How about you?
No.
It was the greatest put down I ever heard in my life.
Yeah. I'm glad he got out of there alive.
Exactly. I know those are fighting words.
I was looking for the exits at that point, Kevin.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
You know what I wanted to tell you too, real quick, Bruce.
What?
And I'll leave us alone after that. It's funny how you grew up a white guy that really likes the old soul music, like you said, not the Motown kind, but
Stax,
the old, the Stax records. But and I'm a black guy that grew up and I just really love rock music.
I know you do.
Yeah, I'm a Beatles, Elton John, Fleetwood Mac, all those guys, Heart, all those groups that I went to the concerts and different things and it's just amazing how you like this, and I think it's refreshing to hear that different is because I think it's changed a lot nowadays where everybody loves everybody else's music, but back then
it wasn't that way at all. It wasn't that way at all. But I'm going to tell you, in terms of my influences with music and all of that, remember I grew up in the military. And military housing was always integrated, we always had black families in the neighborhood. So I would go over there and hang out, and I would hear their music, and that's what made the impression on me.
Wow. I never knew that.
It wasn't like a civilian neighborhood where you might not have very many white people in a black neighborhood or vice versa. In the military, you're all just thrown together,
That's true. That's true. All right.
Thanks.
Have a good one, guys.
Good to hear from you, Kevin. Seriously.
You too, man. Okay.
All right, we talked about the matchup tonight. Dean Kramer starting for the Orioles against Gavin Williams for Cleveland. Williams is throwing pretty well, 2-1, 2.38 earned run average, 22.2 innings, and he's only given up 10 hits. So he's getting it over. Kramer, on the other hand, Femi, last time out, he got clobbered. He struck out 9 in that game. What did he give up, 3 home runs, I think?
Yeah, he did.
That's the book on him, though. He gives up long home runs.
Yeah, I think that when the season started, the question was he going to be on the active roster, right? Obviously, they sent him down, but then obviously you had injuries, right?
And he had options, so they could send him down. Some guys don't.
Exactly. But, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a pro on Dean Kramer. I know what I've been told, right? And I know he's beloved, right? So I'm just curious to see, based on the idea that the expectation for him early in the season always kind of seems like, it's a little bit rocky, but he always finds his way. Well, we're in April, right? Yeah. So I'm wondering what version of Dean is going to show up tonight.
I hope it's not the home run version.
Yeah.
Because that Cleveland can hit. I don't know which one it's going to be. And the bigger thing is the Orioles don't know which one it's going to be. They're just as befuddled as anybody. He can go out there and look like Sandy Koufax one week and then go out there and look like Harvey Gump the next week. It's just crazy.
Well, what's interesting about his stat line, and I went back and looked at it because I was like, I remembered him giving up the 3 bombs and I remember him having the 9 strikeouts. And I think he only threw like 5 innings, right?
Yeah.
But what's interesting is he only gave up 2 earned runs. So it's back to the defense. Yeah. So something happened during the course of that game, which obviously maybe I saw the short version of that game, or maybe I caught some of that game. I don't remember the specifics of it, but it does come back down once again to defense and pitching, right? And still,
it always does,
right? It does. And I think the point that I'm being very circumspect about it, but I started this with Rich earlier. It's going to come down to starting pitching. So maybe and once again, Rich said, "Don't get too far ahead of yourself, young man." That's the point. He didn't say those words, but that's the vibe he gave me.
He's been saying it to me for 30 years.
Okay, all right. So I'll listen to Rich from this perspective. But if Dean can just keep them in it, we already know these guys don't give up, right? And we already know the lineup hasn't all come together yet. But like I said, I'm still bullish. I'm still optimistic about what this team can become. And I'm going to say it right now. I think they're going to be a playoff team. Worst case, a wild card team. But I do think that there's a role for Dean Kramer to play, and I'm hoping that he catches his Dean Kramer kind of heat streak a little earlier than typical for the sake of the team and their potential for the season.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't stay down long. Like we said, so many of these guys don't have options left, so you got to send down guys that do. And Kramer was not sent down for merit. It was because he had an option left, and he knew that. As I understand it, he didn't even move down there. He stayed here, worked out with the team, and he just drove down there when he had to pitch.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They knew it was temporary.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for hour number 2. Coming up next hour, a lot more talk about the draft. We'll talk about last night's NBA play-ins and what we can expect from there and a whole lot more. And the phones are open, too, 410-583-1057.
Follow The Fan for complete coverage of the 2026 NFL Draft beginning Thursday, April 23rd with a big bad morning show's analysis and predictions. At 10 a.m., we're live from Pittsburgh with Vinny Serrato and Tim Barbalace at the site of this year's NFL Draft. Vinny and Tim break down what the Ravens may do along with teams in the AFC North. At 2 p.m., join former Raven and Super Bowl champion Femi Ayanbadejo along with Nolan McGraw. Fresh Take at 6 with Belway Ben and Cordell Woodland. Then it's our Draft Day special starting at 8 p.m. with Vinny Serrato and Ken Weinman reviewing every pick from number 1 through 32. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
For all 105.7 The Fan station contest rules, please visit 1057thefan.com.
Is foot pain holding you back? Visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk.
Spring is here, and with it comes everything we've been waiting for. Blooming gardens, Little League games, and those perfect weekends when you just want to get out and go. Hi, I'm Katie, General Manager here at Plaza Ford, where my family has proudly served this community for over 90 years. Whether you're hauling mulch for the garden, loading sports gear for the game, or heading to the ocean for the weekend, Ford has what you need and the look you want. The rugged style of the Bronco Sport handles any terrain. The Explorer's 3 rows fit the whole crew. The Mustang, that's pure spring driving. And of course, the F-150's versatile bed handles every project with features like wireless charging and hands-free liftgates to make it all easier. This April, our Plaza Ford team is here to help you find the perfect ride for spring and every season beyond. We're always happy to see you at our Plaza Ford showroom on Route 1 in Bel Air, right next to the Folsom Walmart. And our inventory is always available at plazaford.com.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, pay like usual, and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair. And all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Ready to ramp up the excitement, golf fans? BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets even better with Second Chance. Want Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please play responsibly. In partnership with MGM National Harbor.
from the Anderson Automotive Studios. Woo! This is WJZFM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 and always live on the free Odyssey app. Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayan-Badejo.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide.
Nobody sounds like Marvin Gaye.
No, that's true.
Nobody. Outstanding. Welcome back. Bruce and Femi show taking you up to 3 o'clock. We haven't even mentioned Mike Popovic yet, and I'm embarrassed about that. Mike will succeed us at 3 o'clock, take you up to 6 into the early evening hours. And in fact, if you play this thing right, you can turn Mike off and turn the Orioles on. It's that kind of day. It all fits together. But Mike does a fine job. I'll tell you why I like listening to Mike. Mike, he lives on the Eastern Shore because his main job is over there. And he does a show from home. And sometimes his computer loads slow. And so he'll be just talking, and you could tell he's waiting for something to load, and he'll be like, well, the Orioles are supposed to about 6:30. I think he's filling as his computer loads, and it's just funny to me. I don't know. I guess it's too inside. I don't know.
No, I mean, it's a Saturday, right? I think inside is good stuff to talk about. And I think, Mike is really good.
Yeah.
I find myself listening to him, and once again, anyone that can do this alone, it's hard to do it alone, right?
Yeah.
And so I see him going for hours, and it's impressive. And I know you're good at it because you've been doing it a really long time. But
the difference between him and me, though, is like when they told me they were going to add you and they were going to add an hour to the show. I was like, yeah, great, I understand. If I was doing a show by myself, they extended Mike's show too. I wouldn't be happy about them throwing that third hour at me, but he wanted it, man. So good for you, Mike. Yeah. Good for you indeed. 410-583-1057. A lot of lacrosse action today. In fact, starting right now is the feature of the afternoon, and that is, I don't know, it's about the millionth time that Hopkins and Maryland have played. They are both a little bit down this year, but it's still got the magic. Maryland's ranked 7th. Hopkins is ranked 13th. And they're going to go head-to-head 2 o'clock for the millionth time. It's interesting, Femi, both of those teams year in and year out were national powers. And we were talking a little earlier about how lacrosse has grown in schools like Michigan and Notre Dame and schools like that you didn't even really think in a lacrosse context. Not only are they playing now, but they've become pretty dominant. And programs like Maryland and Hopkins have sort of fallen off a little bit. It's just been an interesting thing to watch as the sport grows.
Yeah, one of the things that I was talking about on a podcast today, and I think this is the same thing, it's kind of this competitive advantage that teams and front offices end up having because they've done something a certain way while the cat was still in the bag, like people weren't paying attention, right?
Yeah.
And so how I tie this back to the Ravens is that remember the advantage that the Ravens used to have in regard to recruiting small schools or scouting smaller schools, right?
Yeah.
And now that competitive advantage and that moat has been decreased because these kids that start at these small schools now with NIL and the transfer portal, they start moving up. So everybody knows about them, right? Technology in some way has made the world smaller. Well, I look at lacrosse the same way.
Yeah.
In California, where I grew up, nobody was playing lacrosse.
They are now.
When I'm in San Diego, people are playing lacrosse everywhere. And not only is it migrating nationally, but also from an ethnicity and race perspective,
yes.
You have a different mix of kids that are also playing lacrosse now, which is pretty cool. So, it's just the idea of how sports proliferate, knowledge and advantages shrink. And I think it's a good thing.
But in lacrosse, the growth has been in the last quarter century. It hasn't been like a 50-year process.
Yeah.
It's happened pretty quickly. It really has.
Yeah. Well, I think that I've had some debates with folks about the growth of soccer, right? And soccer obviously is really popular in the U.S. now.
Yeah.
But I think that the idea that you can have Arsenal and Newcastle come to M&T Bank and sell it out, right? Like maybe 20 years ago that sounded crazy, but today that would be normal.
Well, I had a guy that used to coach the Baltimore Blast soccer team. He told me, David, he said the growth of the sport worldwide, especially in America, has to do with that video game. That FIFA World Cup
really?
game.
Yeah, I can see that. Because I played FIFA.
I guarantee you did.
Genesis.
So did my son. But he said that in his opinion, is what fueled the growth of the sport in this country.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lever for sure.
There might be something to that.
Yeah.
410-583-1057. Let's go to Mike in Baltimore. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, Bruce, this is Roberto Mike.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
What's up, Mike?
I got a little story about the fan version. I didn't get a chance to come up and see you, Femi, but I think I was eating something I'm doing right now. So anyway,
well, food's going to beat out Femi every time. I mean, let's just be honest.
So a friend of mine said, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, he's playing on the Ravens. He's on the Super Bowl team, special team, and all." And I told him, "It's Brendan Ayabadea."
Yeah, that's my brother Brendan. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I told him that you were Brendan.
Oh,
right?
I got you.
So I'm going to talk to him. I said. So I was eating it, then I was running after. I said, "No, it's Femi, not Brendan." So I called him before he came and called.
I got you. I got you. All right, Mike. Good to hear from you. Thanks. We appreciate it. 410-583-1057. Hopkins and Maryland underway. No score very early in the first quarter. We will keep you posted. Let's go to Andy in Dundalk. Andy, what's up?
Bruce, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Anytime I'm talking to you, I'm doing good because you are maybe the best radio host, not just today, but all time in my lifetime anyway in Baltimore. And some of these other guys ought to take a lesson from you. I'm just saying, man, you're like.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to say, Justin.
Daniels,
I'll send
voice of reason. You're like that other radio host, the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Some of them you can't talk to.
I'm
going to bring something up I brought up.
Well, before you make your point, let me just say I'll send you a check for what you just said. All right, so be looking for it. All right, go ahead.
That's no problem, man. I'm going to bring something up that I talked about a lot during the Brandon Hyde era.
All right.
You know, last weekend, I don't get to watch all the games like I'm going to watch this weekend, but I mean, last weekend I got to watch some games. And on Saturday, I saw Cano throw 2 pitches and got yanked. Didn't come out to start the following inning, got out of the inning. Obviously no walks, but didn't give up a hit. Then he was followed by Garcia, who threw 3 pitches, no walks, no hits, and he got yanked. And the following day, I think it was Nunez who threw 3 pitches to end an inning and didn't come out for the following inning. You know, these guys that want to use a lot of pitchers, I don't care about the analytics. The analytics, if this is what the analytics say, it's wrong. Because when Garcia got yanked after 3 pitches, he was a right-handed pitcher, and the guy who came in the following inning was a right-handed pitcher. They were all followed up by right-handed pitchers. It makes no sense to me. You can't. Now, I'll give Albernaz, I think I said his name right.
Albernaz, yeah.
Credit. I think I heard something that was encouraging. I didn't hear him say it, but someone on the radio said he would never use a pitcher in the bullpen more than 2 days in a row. I don't know how true that is or not. That's encouraging to hear that. But the fact that you got a guy warming up, throwing between 15 and 30 pitches to warm up, and then he comes in the game and he only throws 2 pitches or 3 pitches, that's insanity. And you know what I'm going to say next. It's like wiping for you.
Here he is. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate it. Makes a good point. But then again, as a fan, as a spectator, you don't know what the machinations are. You don't know why he threw 2 pitches and was out of there. I mean, Albie could have had a plan.
Yeah, I think Albernaz has done a great job with the matchups. I mean, he made some key decisions on pinch hitting, using pitchers. I mean, just up until recently, I mean, Nunez has been rock solid. I mean, yesterday, I think, was what first game in a minute that he's,
That's fine, though. He's allowed.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to happen. It's inevitable, right? Yeah.
Especially in baseball.
But I think the Orioles bullpen has been top third in Major League Baseball right now. And obviously, I think it's Garcia, I believe, hasn't given up a hit yet, right? 10 innings, scoreless, right? So I hear what he's saying. But as of right now, I think my concern is a starting rotation. And not to say that we can't worry about multiple things simultaneously, but I'm going to give him, I'm really happy with the decisions he's made in regard to the bullpen and usage as of right now. And I think that Helsley, he could be the best closer in baseball when it's all said and done.
He looks like he could throw a ball through a tank.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him hit 102.3 on the gun at the stadium. His splitter is devastating.
Have you ever faced a pitch that fast?
I think obviously I stopped playing after college baseball.
It hums.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it can hum. It
scares the hell
high
out of
80s.
you.
Yeah, but 100. That's a different level. Probably the fastest pitch I've ever seen is probably mid 90s.
I faced a pitching machine set at 80. This is back when I was playing a lot of ball, and it came in so fast it made me sick to my stomach. I was terrified.
Well, what's crazy is that 80 is like an off-speed pitch.
Oh yeah, they're hitting that into orbit.
That's
if you
BP.
throw 80.
That's BP.
Hey, one other thing I wanted to mention to you tonight or today. NBA play-on games were last night. The Magic advanced by beating the Hornets 121-90, and the Suns advanced by beating the Warriors 111.
I'm a Warriors fan, by the way.
This is why I brought this up. You're from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
That was a dynasty of dynasties for the longest time, and they had the best players, and they had the best last night may have been the last night of that whole thing.
Yeah, it might be. And the way that Steve Kerr was talking, it's the lowest I've heard him sound. He was circumspect. He was honest. He was transparent. And
here's his quote.
Yeah.
These jobs have a, quote, expiration date.
You're going exactly where I was going to go.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. I think, is the quote longer?
No, that's what I see.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he went on to say that it's an honor and a privilege to have the job. He understands that they all expire at a certain point, and he's been able to do it longer than most and be more successful than most as a player and as a coach. I don't really want to see him go, but I think the Jonathan Kuminga not being able to find a role for him was devastating for the fans. He's a young, talented player. They trade him to Atlanta. I know they got Porzingis. Porzingis is a free agent now. Now, there's nothing to show for that trade now. I know Jimmy Butler tearing his ACL didn't do them any favors, and Steph missed 30 games this year, so it just wasn't a good year all the way around. They weren't at full power with the team that they envisioned when the season started, and then even after the Kuminga trade, having Porzingis is great, but you don't have Jimmy Butler and you don't have Steph. So I personally hope that they don't completely blow it up, but they're definitely going to need to make some tough decisions. But there's some good young players on that team. We'll see where it goes. I hope Steve Kerr comes back.
They need to get younger and cheaper. Do you know Steve Kerr's background story?
I don't know that story. I know his career background with San Antonio and the Bulls and things like that.
No, this is horrendous. In fact, I'll tell you that story on the other side of the break. Stick around, everybody.
It's Mike Popovic on the next
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
You've probably driven past it 100 times. That's Dar Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showrooms stacked with new and used cars, plus full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or DarCarsToyotaBaltimore.com.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. This show is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easier to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app, so don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Vinny Serrano. Don't miss Town Appliance Spring Black Friday shopping event happening right now with incredible savings across top appliance brands. Explore premium options like Frigidaire, Electrolux, and more. Whether you're redesigning your kitchen, outdoor area, or just need an upgrade, Town Appliance offers nationwide delivery and a showroom experience worth the visit, plus flexible financing. Stop by off Reisterstown Road, give them a call or text, or shop anytime at townappliance.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Bruce and Femi show for Saturday. Mike Popovic following us at 2:30. And then coming up in our next segment, Femi teased us a couple of weeks ago, but you got a thing you wrote about Lamar that you want to share.
I did.
So don't give away too much.
I won't give away anything. You know, it's I just, you know how I feel about Lamar.
Yeah.
And I don't limit him to trophies and entertainment. You know, he's much more important to our society than that.
Yeah.
And he just does it so differently than his peers do. And it just shocks me how the media locally and nationally just don't understand him, but he's actually pretty easy to read and pretty predictable. So my what I wrote kind of covers what I see and what I appreciate and what people get wrong. So I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. And the thing about the folks that you need to understand is that unlike most of us, Femi actually has contact with Lamar Jackson firsthand, and most of us in the media don't.
Well, this is the thing. So I met Lamar when this is a funny story. This is 2019 when I met Lamar, and we probably had 3 interactions, and I promise you right now, I'm not sure if he realizes so he probably sees some of the stuff I say in the media, but I wouldn't expect him to be able to differentiate me from former players and someone who's a fan in the media. Like, I don't expect him to do that. But I've had contact points with him, and they've all been great. You know, Lamar's a stand-up kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore. He's a grown man now, but I still think of him that way.
They're all kids to me.
But exactly. But in 2019, it was my son's birthday, and we were at training camp, and I think it was Kevin Byrne. And Kevin had said, look, we know it's your son's birthday. We're going to have Coach Harbaugh come by and say hello.
Kevin was great about stuff like that.
And so Kevin comes up to me like 5 minutes before practice ends. And he goes, look, Coach Harbaugh can't do it, but we have Lamar Jackson. Lamar will come say hi and hang out. This is when Lamar became, obviously he became the starter in 2018, but he was the full-time starter in 2019. Right. Then he ends up going on and winning the MVP. And, you know, he set the NFL ablaze, right?
That's great.
But that was, I have pictures of that still. I was wearing my ring that day. And the first thing that Lamar said is, he's like, I need to get me one of those. Yeah. You know, that's the first thing he said to me when we first met the very first time. So it always stands out.
Another Kevin Byrne thing, and then I want to talk to you about Steve Kerr, but another Kevin Byrne thing. When I was a kid, we spent 3 years in Alaska at Eielson Air Force Base. Eielson High School are the Ravens, and they have been since the 40s when this is school, because the Ravens are native to Alaska.
Yep.
They won the state championship. So I call, and they use the same Raven script on their uniforms and everything. Same bird head had an E instead of a B. So I told Kevin about this. He says, really? He says, you got any contacts up there? I said, I can get you one. So Kevin ended up sending them a box. They had a couple of players give him a video greeting and all of that. Kevin was great about stuff like that. He really was. He understood the importance of it. All right, now Steve Kerr.
Yep.
When Steve Kerr was in college, his father was the president of the American University of Beirut. In the early 80s, Beirut, they had a lot of problems there.
I remember.
Terrorists came and captured Steve Kerr's dad and murdered him. Did you never hear that before?
No, I never heard that story before.
What a tragic thing. And you think about the career he's had, and nobody ever really talks to him about it. But that's a burden to carry around. That's a hard way to lose a parent, you know?
Wow. I knew you were going to tell me something wild. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, well, I told you you'd be horrified. Yeah, but he was in college at the time, which is a very tough age. But he dusted himself off, and look at the career he's put for, not just as a coach, but also as a player.
Yeah, people forget how integral he was to those Bulls championship games or championship seasons, and also San Antonio. I mean, he's one of the best, or at least consistent 3-point shooters. That to be involved in 2 different championship runs, So I mean, how many rings does he have total? Like, oh man,
he's got to have. Is it that
10?
many?
Is it?
I was going to say 5.
Oh, really?
It could be more.
I thought it was 4 or 5. Wait, let me get this.
We'll get it.
Because as a coaching,
you know what? I'm not even plugging into coaching. Yeah, he might have 8 or 9.
Yeah, okay.
As a player, I thought he had 3 or 4.
Well, you know what? We could do it. Let's just do this real quick.
We'll do it real fast. Why not?
Steve Kerr.
If you're following it, Hopkins now leads Maryland 2-1 late in the first quarter. It's going to be that way until the end, folks. It's going to be exciting.
Okay, so it says right here that as a player, it looks like he has 5, and didn't he have 4 with the? Let's see.
That sounds rightish.
4 with Why is this so difficult? Why can't it just tell me how many championships?
Because you're looking for it.
Exactly, because I'm looking for it. You're totally right. 5-time NBA champion. This is as a 4. Okay, so he has 9. So 5 as a player, 4 as a coach.
That's a pretty good career there. And one other thing I want to mention too. We talked about Steph Curry earlier, and that's what brought up Steve Kerr. The one thing I hope for Steph Curry is that I don't have to see him in another uniform before he retires.
100%. I want to see
as thrilled as I was that Michael Jordan was coming to play for the Wizards, and I actually went down and saw him play a couple times, it was just sad to me. A player of that caliber changing uniforms late in his career, it's hard for me to watch, I understand the realities of it, but
Well, I think history is a great teacher, right? Because we can look at Jordan and we can look at other players that ended up playing for other teams. And look, I'm always going to be player-centric in my views. So I'm never going to tell a guy when he should retire, and I'm never going to tell a guy who he should or shouldn't play for. It's always up to him. And we'll remember what we remember no matter what. And if he still wants to play and compete, and I feel horrible about Klay Thompson. I never wanted to see Klay in another uniform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here we are. He's in another uniform. And I'm sure Cowboys fans never wanted to see Emmett in an Arizona uniform, right? We can go down the line on different guys that this has happened with that are iconic. But with time, I think we sort of forget about that last year, and we don't recall it. We just remember who they were at their prime and what they did. So in the moment, it'll be really uncomfortable, and it'll be a bummer if it happens. But for some reason, Steph is so Bay Area. He's so rooted as an entrepreneur, as somebody who gives back to the community, as a champion. I just don't think that the Warriors front office and ownership would ever let that happen. And I don't think Steph is doing so many things. I think he will in the moment. I don't see him putting on another uniform. I just don't think he would do that. Now, could I see LeBron playing in Golden State next year?
Yes,
I could.
Yes. They're two completely different.
And that's no slight against LeBron, but LeBron has made this part of his brand.
He has. And for the life of me, I don't understand all the LeBron hate. I mean,
I don't either, actually. I think LeBron is great, and he's a great human being as well.
Yeah, he's done great things.
But I think what has made it difficult for some people is that LeBron is actually on the front lines of some of the political things and the social justice stuff. And for some people, they don't want that.
Stick to sports.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you hear.
That's what you hear, right? But then, I think that athletes in general, we're part of society, and politics and civil rights and
athletes shy away from that now, and they didn't used to. I said, stick to sports just now. It would have been fun to see somebody tell Bill Russell to stick to sports.
Yeah,
Kareem.
But I think that the times that the guys stepped forward the most, the Jackie Robinsons and these different athletes, and obviously Jackie's crossover is not even the right word. His opportunity to play in Major League Baseball, he wasn't looking for that, but he knew what it could mean.
And he wasn't the best available player either. They looked at his psychological makeup.
Yeah.
And that's what sealed the deal with Jackie Robinson. I think he's one of the most prominent Americans of the 20th century.
Yeah.
If you ask me 5, I would say Jackie Robinson, Dr. King, the 2 Roosevelts, and Eisenhower. And the reason I say Eisenhower is not only did he manage all the politics of kicking Hitler's ass, you had to keep the Russians and the British happy. He made all that happen. He defeated Hitler, comes back, serves 2 terms as president, and the interstate highway system was his idea.
Wow.
He pushed it through and got it paid for with Defense Department funds. He was able to come with a military reason to build it. Where would we be without that interstate highway system?
Man, that would be a fascinating discussion to have. Obviously not the right show.
No.
But I would love to have it,
We go over to WYPR. We can
exactly. We do it there.
We can have it right there. All right, stick around, everybody. Femi's got some deep thoughts on Lamar Jackson, and he's going to share them with you next.
This is the Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
Will you have enough money for retirement? Will it last? Listen to Andy Palladino in your Financial Hour every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. for insightful advice.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-265-7681. 800-265-7681. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-265-7681.
This golf season, get fit for clubs with Baltimore County Golf and start improving your game. Plus, Baltimore County Golf gives you more golf with your golf purchase than other retailers. More range credits to practice with your new clubs. More rounds at Greystone and Woodlands to get out on the course. More money back to Advantage card holders to spend in the golf shop or on lessons with any of our PGA professionals. Visit BaltimoreGolfing.com/getfit to make an appointment and get more golf for your club purchase this season. Get fit and get more with Baltimore County Golf.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. Get your application fee waived now. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
If you've been shopping for a new GMC, you've got to get to Anderson.
We came from Towson and got a great deal.
I drove from White Marsh to get this Sierra from Anderson.
Shop the largest selection and deepest discounts in the state.
They had the exact Sierra pickup I needed. Tons of GMC trucks and SUVs. There's like acres of inventory here. I saved a lot of money. A lot.
Now that's smiles for miles. Woohoo! Check out AndersonBuickGMC.com.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Hungry?
Always. And Royal Farms is calling my name.
Sounds like you need Royal Farms 3-piece chicken tender meal.
Yeah, nothing beats their award-winning fried chicken and those delicious Western fries made from fresh Idaho potatoes.
And right now, Royal Farms 3-piece chicken tender meal with Western fries and a 16-ounce C4 energy drink is just $6.
Wow, just $6? I know where we're headed.
Sounds like a great plan.
For a limited time, get a 3-piece tender meal, Western fries, and C4 energy drink for just $6.
Royal Farms. Real fresh, real fast.
Weekends on The Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends.
Welcome back, Bruce and Femi. Taking you up to 3 o'clock. Mike Popovic takes over then, and he will take you up to 6 o'clock this evening. Femi, even before you joined this show officially, when we would just have you on, you had very strong opinions about Lamar Jackson and the media. I do know that you're a man of letters and you have deep thoughts, and you want to share some of those thoughts right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is the perfect environment because it's low-key on a Saturday. I don't know if I would get 7 or 8 minutes to just kind of pontificate and write, I guess, an op-ed of sorts where I could just read it and, it would be
when you
okay.
got your name on the show, you get certain latitude.
I'm hoping that people would be open to it because it's pretty rare that I think a former player feels comfortable writing a piece, but also doing the due diligence that's required to write it. Once again, this is subjective to some degree, but I think when the people hear what I'm saying, they're going to understand where it comes from. For those of us that have been paying attention, I just don't think Lamar Jackson is understood. I call this the Lamar you want versus the Lamar that is.
I so get that.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like for me, I understand Lamar's psychological profile because there's no expectation of who I want him to be. I just want him to be. Right. And so this is really geared toward the media. Mainly local media, but also national media, because I think the national media's views of Lamar are driven by the local media.
Definitely.
And the misunderstandings, certain things that people say, Lamar doesn't work out in offseason, lie. Lamar tapped out, lie. Lamar wants to be in Miami, lie. Like, it's just, and once again, I'm being a little hyperbolic, but my point is none of this is rooted in reality. And so my view of Lamar and my interactions with Lamar and my appreciation for who he is goes way beyond entertainment and trophies. Now, of course, Lamar wants a championship, and I believe that Lamar is going to get a championship. Now, one, because I'm an optimist, but two, because I believe he's the best player in the NFL. So with that being said, let me go ahead and read you my piece. It's called "The Lamar You Want versus the Lamar That Is."
Let's go.
Lamar Jackson has never been who you thought he was, and he will never be who you want him to be. That's the tension. That's the root of all of it. From the beginning, the disconnect has never been about performance. It's been about perception. Who Lamar is supposed to be, according to local media, national pundits, and an industry driven by clicks, takes, and paywalls, has always conflicted with who he actually is when you turn on the film. And when reality refuses to cooperate with the narrative, the goalposts move. That's not analysis. That's cognitive dissonance. They said he wasn't quarterbacky. They said he should switch positions. They said the league would figure him out. And then he won and won and won again. So the narrative evolved not toward truth, but toward preservation of the original doubt. When he produced, they said he couldn't win. When he won, they said he wouldn't win in the playoffs. When he improved as a passer, they said it wouldn't last. When it did, they found something else. It is predictable now. His athleticism, one of the greatest advantages the sport has ever seen, has been framed as a limitation. Other quarterbacks are praised for mobility. Lamar is reduced by it. Others are credited with intelligence and preparation. Lamar's success is too often attributed to instinct, as if elite cognition and elite athleticism cannot coexist. But Lamar Jackson is the and. He is the instinct and intellect. He is the creativity and discipline. He is the improvisation and structure. You don't accidentally become one of the most efficient quarterbacks in NFL history. You don't win multiple MVPs. You don't sustain elite winning without mastering the mental side of the position. His patience in the pocket mirrors his patience in life. Calm, measured, deliberate, methodical, not hesitant, intentional, not reactive. And then that's where many lose him, because Lamar doesn't perform for you. He's not loud. He's not theatrical. He's not chasing validation from the same voices that questioned him from day one. The quieter he gets, the louder the speculation becomes. His silence gets labeled as mysterious. His discipline gets mistaken for absence. But his silence isn't confusion, it's control. Lamar is actually very predictable. He is driven by faith first. He is committed to building an environment that shuts out noise and invests only in people and processes that elevate him spiritually, mentally, and physically. He sees everything. He hears everything. But like most self-actualized individuals, he chooses not to react to everything. He is stoic in observation, monk-like in reaction. He chooses peace over performance, purpose over perception. That doesn't make him mercurial, that makes him grounded. And yet that grounded nature creates discomfort for those who need access, quotes, reactions, content. So narratives are created, recycled, amplified, local media, national media, doesn't matter. Too often they become echo chambers, repeating the same tired framing because it's easier than confronting what's right in front of them. The same thing that plays out in business. Lamar represents himself. And suddenly it's a problem, as if that means he lacks structure or guidance. He has attorneys, he has the NFLPA, he has access to contract data, cap strategy, and market intelligence. He studies it. His team studies it. He understands leverage. That's not hesitation, that's pragmatism. When others restructure deals, it's strategy. When Lamar does it, it's questioned. When other carry a massive cap hit, it's manageable. When Lamar does it, people start talking about replacements, instability, drafting his successor. You notice who that happens to and who it doesn't. And then there's the most reductive take of all, calling his career a failure because he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Right.
That's not just wrong. It's intellectually lazy. It reduces greatness to a trophy. It reduces impact to entertainment. It ignores culture, influence, and transformation. Because if you're really watching, you see something bigger. You see little boys and girls in flag football wearing number 8, running, cutting, throwing lasers, imagining themselves as Lamar Jackson. You see front offices redefining the quarterback position. You see defenses changing the way they're built and deployed. You see the psychological profile of the position expanding. That's not failure, that's evolution. Lamar Jackson didn't succeed in the game, he changed it. He's not here to make you comfortable. He's not here to conform to outdated expectations or perform for narratives that never believed in him to begin with. His belief is different. His belief is that his path is already written, that his success is inevitable if it aligns with God's will. It will happen or it won't. Either way, it's not dictated by noise or timelines or public approval. It's not complicated. It only feels complicated when you need him to be something he was never meant to be. Lamar Jackson is not a failed version of your expectations. He's a fully realized version of something you didn't vision. He's a fully realized version of something you didn't have the vision to understand. And he's still not finished. We're not finished. Let him work. Let that man cook. That's it.
Very well said.
I've never heard something that long in a long time, so hey.
Yeah. Some extremely good points. But as I'm listening to you read that, it occurs to me that as long as he's played here and as beloved as he is in this town, I get the sense that none of us really know him.
Yeah, I think that people make it more complicated than it is. I've always said that Lamar's an introvert. I've always said Lamar's a pragmatist. I've always said Lamar's not on anyone's timeline. He won't be rushed into any decisions. He's had the same head coach for 8 years up until now. Why shouldn't he take his time to make sure that this new system, this new regime is going to be what they say it's going to be? I think anybody that had a new entity take over their workplace and he's the star of the workplace, I think anybody would give that person the opportunity to kind of get comfortable. Yeah. And I think he will get comfortable. I believe he will sign a new long-term deal. I don't believe the Ravens are going to draft a new quarterback next year. So
they can draft 10 and they're not going to find another one of him.
Well, this is the thing. I think they could draft a kid like Taylon Green out of Arkansas, who's uber talented. He'll be the third string quarterback behind Snoop. But he's a kid that, this is going to sound funny when I say this. I'm not saying that Taylon should think about playing another position, but if he wanted to, he absolutely could. You know who he's built like? He's built like Megatron. That's who this kid is. He's 6'5", 6'6", 230, runs a 4.3. I mean, that's who Taylon Green is. Why not take a flyer on a kid in the 6th or 7th round that could be your third string quarterback, and he could learn from Lamar because he's hearing the same things that Lamar did about playing the position. Now, Taylon has no intention of moving out of the quarterback role. I saw an interview with him and John Gruden. For those of you that don't know who Taylon Green is, please look him up. Quarterback, Arkansas. He is a super huge version of Lamar Jackson. Now, I don't know if he can be Lamar Jackson, but I want to see it. I want to give him the opportunity in the NFL, and someone's going to give him that chance. But in regard to Lamar's psychological profile, it makes people uncomfortable. They call it mercurial. They call it disgruntled. They call it disengaged because he's naturally quiet.
Right.
He's naturally one of those people that doesn't seek attention.
That hits the bullseye right there. And I said this wrong a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. But I think if Lamar were a little bit more forthcoming, that he might be understood a little bit better. We have to guess at what he's thinking a lot. And when I say we, I mean in the media, and that leads to less than accurate reporting sometimes.
Well, I think that the disconnect is that people think that more is more, when in reality, if you just look at how he acts, it's really not that hard to figure out. Like, I've actually taken a step back on it, and I've always taken a step back. But I'm also the person who says that I want you to be the most authentic version of yourself, and that's going to be good enough for me. This is in my professional life, and this is in my personal life. And I think that so many people's lives and jobs are tied and tethered to their paywall and the different things that they want to write and create, that the fact that the person who's one of the most popular athletes in the sport is also the one who is the most introverted. And their profile of what a champion and what a winner is, they can't get away from what they expect this man to do, and he's just not going to do it. And so he's not on anybody's timeline. He doesn't care about anybody's expectation. And in what I wrote, I make the point that Lamar is comfortable with everything that happens as long as it's God's will. Like that's Lamar. This isn't me saying this, right? You know me. I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not religious necessarily, right? But Lamar is. And Zay, we're talking about Zay again. Zay made the point that Lamar doesn't care about what anybody thinks. God is first in his life. And I respect that. You know, this is his life. He can live it by the rules and standards that he chooses to. And sometimes football and fandom and pundits and the media don't understand that.
I agree. And by the time he retires, I think one of the things that we're all going to be talking about is what an exemplary life he led as a NFL star. There's no scandals. There's no smoking anything, with Lamar Jackson, and people need to appreciate that about him. He leads a clean, ordered life.
How many minutes do we have right here? We have a minute or two before we go to break?
About a minute and a half.
Good. The thing that bothers me is that because there are certain people that love being the heel in media, they're okay with negativity because they feed off of it. Because without negativity, guess what they would have?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can never prescribe to that approach and recipe. I like to walk or talk people off the ledge, not push them over it. That's not my brand. That's not my business. And I promise you this, I will go scorched earth. As long as I have a voice and I have a place and I have a microphone in front of my mouth, I will be the speaker for the athlete. I will be the speaker for the fan.
I know.
I will be the person who goes out there and says, nah, man, that's BS. That's nonsensical. And you're doing it because of clicks. And you're preying on fans because it's not their job to pay attention 24/7 to the news cycle, right? They're supposed to enjoy this.
Sure.
And you're preying on their fear of negativity and something going wrong, and you're getting paid off of that. Now, good luck with that. If that's your brand, that's what you want to do, I'm not going to tell you how to make money. But guess what? On the other side, you give me so much to talk about. And I thank you for that. You're giving me a job. And I hope you keep doing it.
You're letting them peek a little bit too much behind the curtain now. You just gave us all up. You just gave us all up. All right, coming up, one more segment before we give way to Mike Popovic. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but you'll enjoy it. Stick around.
Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Insights and analysis from the Fan's Vinny Serrato, former NFL general manager and director of player personnel.
He'll go up and get the ball. I mean, it was impressive watching him on film. But he is a really good tackler. He'll come up hard, aggressive.
Every day, Vinny provides grades and predictions for Ravens players and teams in our division.
Baltimore Ravens select.
Never miss a moment. Subscribe to Vinny and Haynie on the free Odyssey app.
It's Mike Popovic on the next program. We'll recap the O's week and get you ready for their game against the Guardians, a team they've struggled against for over a decade. Breaking down the upcoming Ravens draft, I've got two words: offensive line. Frank Vespi from the Racing Biz will join me about the date of the Preakness possibly moving. Scoreboard updates, and I'm going to bring out my baseball card collection that I haven't looked through in years. Talk to you Saturday at 3 after Bruce and Femi.
CFG Bank Arena is officially one of the hottest concert venues in the world. Just named the 4th busiest concert arena in North America. And 2026 is already stacked with shows from Megan Moroney, Barry Manilow, Olivia Dean, and more major announcements on the way. Want the best seats without the stress of public on sales? With a CFG Bank Arena Flex Pass, you choose the shows you want all year long. No queues, no chaos. Visit CFGBankArena.com and get your Flex Pass today. CFG Bank Arena, the biggest shows, the best seats, your way.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving and your wrenches turning. Join over 13,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Dribbles it down the court. Just a few seconds left. Pass to the corner. 2 to shoot. It's up. And it's good.
This season, head over to Giant to get game day ready with all your favorite foods and snacks, and let Upside dish the assist with a $10 cashback bonus on your first grocery purchase. Upside is a free app that helps you earn cash back on everyday purchases like gas, groceries, and dining. Simply claim an offer in the app, Pay like usual and start earning real cash back. You can cash out to your bank or turn into gift cards. Right now, get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. Download the free Upside app and use promo code CHARM01 for a $10 cashback bonus. That's promo code CHARM01 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. Remember, that's promo code CHARM01.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, if you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Weekends on the Fan. Here's Bruce Cunningham and Femi Ayanbadejo.
It's a problem for me.
Oh, that's my jam right there.
When these great artists, and I have to talk over them.
Yeah.
My instinct is to sit back and let her finish
But
singing.
Bruce, you know, you have another life where you could be the DJ you've always wanted to be, and you could just have Bruce's soul.
I used to do that.
Did you?
Let me tell you something. The last year I did that full time was 1976, summer of 1976, which was the worst year in American history for music. I mean, just horrible. Afternoon Delight and songs like over and over and over. And you heard a top 40. Well, my station was top 20. So it was the same top 20 songs for 40 hours a week in that little bitty room. And I got my fill.
Yeah, no. So, sorry, before I forget, because I want to ask you this, because you know how much I care about what you think, right?
Okay.
And you know I love writing.
Yeah.
So you've heard me, I wrote the journalistic ethics 500 words a while back. And it was because I was disappointed
with a particular writer.
Yeah, but it was media in general, though.
Okay,
He's taken advantage of the blurred line between content creators and streamers and journalistic ethics, which I think have really blurred. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I just don't want anyone to talk about journalistic ethics anymore, especially when you're a journalist and you don't follow the ethics part of it. The thing that I love to do is I've always written. I've always been a writer. I've always been a creative writer. And a lot of times I write things and maybe my girlfriend hears them and maybe nobody else, right? But I'm always looking for a place to post different things. For those that are out there that care about that, if you want to, collaborate with me on some writing stuff, I'm happy to do it. 2 questions for you.
All right.
I don't think there's anything, because you're around me so much, you already know how much I appreciate Lamar. And it's more for what he means culturally. How little kids, and I coached 12 seasons of flag football over 7 years when my son was
I've
playing.
seen those kids on the sideline before the game. Look at him.
Exactly. And so what I care about is not what he's just done for kids that look like him, but also for little girls that play flag. And for those of you that don't pay attention to flag and girls flag football, it's soon going to be a Division I sport with scholarships attached to it.
Just last week, the Ravens announced an initiative. They're going to establish or support teams in Baltimore County schools.
So the state of Maryland, I've been to women's opening flag football multiple times. I was at the championship games at M&T Bank last year. A bunch of Ravens were also at those games. And it's amazing the influence that elite talent has, players, athletes, on the younger kids. And that's really where you see it. And I have such a problem because, and I'm forgetting the guy's name right now. He was on Dan Le Batard's show, and I probably shouldn't even give him any airtime. But the way he reduced Lamar Jackson down, the way that's what sparked me to really finish writing this, because I'd already started, and then he said something really dumb about Lamar Jackson's career being a failure. He said those words. And this is a guy, Bruce, who's probably your age, maybe older than you. You would think knows better.
Yeah.
Because the lenses that we look at should always be macro. Now, he didn't preface his statement. If he said, look, Lamar Jackson has done A, B, C, D, E, F, G for fandom, for young athletes, for his teammates, for the city of Baltimore, for the state of Maryland, for the NFL. He has records. He's the highest rated passer in NFL history. I have all his records, by the way. And maybe I'll save those for another show. But to not qualify his statement by saying Lamar needs to win a Super Bowl to validate his on-field career or something like that. Just anything other than what he said probably would have been fine, but he didn't do that. He wanted to be hyperbolic, and I just couldn't stand for it.
I don't want to sound like you kids get off my yard, okay? But I'm going to tell you what's happened here. When I got into business in the 70s, ethics were very much in place, and we were self-governing, and you didn't hear of a lot of problems with that. Then came the internet, and clicks have a value, and people do things for clicks. They may not even believe it, If someone had written something like that back in the late 70s when I was getting started, he would have been shunned. Everybody would have said, you're a clown. What are you talking about? But now with the internet, you're always going to find a segment that agrees with you, and things are going to grow as a result of that. That's been the biggest changes in journalism I've seen, It's just we're not self-governed anymore. That's all gone by the board. And those of us who were still holding out, like me and Jerry Sandusky and Mark Viviano, just to give you 3 examples, we believed in the old way of doing it, and we're not comfortable with the current way. Now, I hope that doesn't make me sound like an antique, but that's really the way I believe.
No, I don't think it does. And I just want to put a little icing on this cake. And once again, I'm so happy that we have the opportunity to do this. And by the way, I'd written this over the last couple of weeks, and I had teased it, but didn't actually think we were going to read it today. So hopefully, somebody enjoyed hearing that at least. But Lamar Jackson, NFL passing records and milestones. And just remember, you have quarterbacks that are getting MVPs. All you got to do is go to LA and take a peek. 37 years old. I believe that Aaron Rodgers also won his last MVP at 37 years old.
Probably.
And so Lamar's got a lot in front of him still. So we're not even close to being done. But right now, Lamar is the highest rated passer in NFL history at 102.2. Aaron Rodgers is second at 102.1. Lamar is tied for most perfect passer rating games with 4. Most career games with more touchdown passes than incompletions. Lamar has 7, most in NFL history. First player in NFL history with 40 passing touchdowns and fewer than 5 interceptions in a single season. That doesn't even count for his rush yards.
I was going to mention that one. I'm glad you did.
Youngest QB to record a perfect passer rating at 22 years old. Youngest QB to start a playoff game at 21 years old in 364 days, right before his 22nd birthday. Unique passing and rushing statistics combined. First player in NFL history, 250 plus passing yards and 120 plus rushing yards in a game. 200 plus passing yards and 150 rushing yards in a game. Only QB in NFL history with 5,000 total yards, 45 touchdowns, and fewer than 5 interceptions in a season. And I can keep going, but I'm going to stop.
I was thinking of this point as you were reading that. So few people forget 2018. When Joe Flacco begins the season as a starter,
then he got hurt.
He gets hurt. Yep. They plug Lamar in, and guess what happens? They go to the playoffs. This current era of Ravens history began when Flacco got hurt in 2018, and nobody talks about that anymore.
This is the thing that I think is so short-sighted, and I know why this happens. It's because of the news cycle and just the speed of technology and information. Like a scandal yesterday is old news, tomorrow. So Chris Brockman, who is on the Rich Eisen show, and Rich is great because Brockman, I think, purposely sometimes kind of plays the bad guy side, and it's a shtick. I get it, and it's cool. And I think Chris is probably a good dude. I think he's also a Steelers fan. But we went back and forth a little bit on Twitter. I think it was 2 weeks ago. X, I should say. It was either last week or the week before. And he made some statement about Lamar, and I think his statement revolved around Lamar's job was saved by Harbaugh or something. He said something, anyway, something ridiculous like that. The point that I want to make is, and by the way, I will go back and make sure I get this statement right because we had a post about it. But what Lamar actually did, and I don't think anyone's going to refute this, is that I think Harbs' job was in the wings until Lamar came in and took over for
100%.
Joe. And there was a chance that Harbs was going to get fired.
They were scuffling until Lamar emerged. They were.
And so actually, I think, and I posted or tweeted, I said, actually, I think it's the other way around. Lamar saved Harbs. But what Harbs did do, and I don't think he gets enough credit for this, and look, I can have two thoughts that might be conflicting for some people at the same time. I think that they both help each other. Lamar believed in Harbs and gave him the opportunity to become Lamar, and Lamar also helped Harbs keep his job longer. So both things are true.
That's a pretty good piece of analysis right there. We are just about out of time here. Want to remind you one more time to stay tuned for Mike Popovic. 3 to 6 today, as normal, and he will take you right up into the Oriole game tonight. They're playing the Guardians again. Kramer gets a start for Baltimore. We'll see if they can keep this magic going. However you feel about this Orioles start, this is one thing that you can't dispute. They're playing interesting, exciting baseball, and it gives you a reason to watch every single night. And for a local franchise, Femi, that's about all you can ask.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. I'm into it. I can't wait to see what Kramer does tonight. And, hopefully we come out with a win.
All right. So I want to thank Rich Dubroff for being with us today. I want to thank all of you who called and participated. We got more calls today than I think we've gotten since we started this thing. So a lot of people were interested, and that's a very good thing. We don't measure success on the calls, but it shows me that you're tuned in and that you're locked in, and I like that. I really do. So until next week, for Femi, I am Bidet Show. I'm Bruce Cunningham. Baltimore, I love you madly, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Until next Saturday. See ya.
You thought you hadn't found a good girl.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 105.7 The Fan.
Most fans know every stat by heart, but didn't know about Dark Cars Toyota of Baltimore, the largest and only new car dealership in the city. Fully remodeled showroom with new Toyotas, pre-owned lineup, full service and parts. Corner of Eastern and Dundalk or darkcarstoyotabaltimore.com.
Powerful doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen. So the moment Total Wireless offers a free Samsung S25 FE with Galaxy AI, when you switch to Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan, you take the network as powerful as you, with unlimited 5G data that won't slow you down. Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total 5G Unlimited 3-month plan or higher. External port in and ID verification. Available only in Total Wireless stores. Limit to 4 devices per account.
Spring is a great time to open your windows. And wait, your windows won't open? They leak, are cracked, or need repainting? Again? Getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. During the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book a consultation.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird.